Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday. Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Another day, another episode of Matt and Kayla. Good to be with you here on this Thursday. I'm Matt George, that's Kayla Anderson. And we're joined by Anthony today. Hooray!
What's up, Anthony?
Anthony holding it down in the other room for us. Kyle Ledbetter is a little under the weather today. He's been hustling the last few days with all the exit interview stuff that he has to cut. You don't understand how much producers handle in those moments. And Anthony got a bit of that this morning as well, hustling to cut the Scott Perry interview. Scott Perry was on with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross this morning. And, you know...
they changed my light. I knew something was off.
We'll fix it. The day after a general manager speaks to the media, then they go on and do an interview, you almost kind of expected them to kind of rehash or just kind of repeat what they said in the press conference, right? And there was some of that. But Scott gave us some things. Scott gave us some information or some
nuggets,
some sound bites that we're going to react to on today's show. At 11 o'clock, we'll play for you the best snippets and our reaction to some of the best things that Scott Perry had to say in his great interview this morning with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. If you're looking for something to do during the breaks, open another tab and watch the interview during breaks of this show. That way you can watch both and catch both at the same time. We got lots to get to in today's show, even though there's plenty of basketball to talk about. And we'll talk about last night's, once again, banger of a night with the NBA in terms of the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament's been cinema so far. Good. And the end of Warriors-Clippers was fantastic, even if you are a Warrior hater. It was that much fun. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, of course, plenty of hoops to talk about today. But, Kayla, we also have a lot of NFL draft to talk about today. Coming up at 1 o'clock, Damen Parson, he covers the NFL for Bleacher Report, also is one of the hosts of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast. He's going to join us at 1 o'clock, and we'll be able to really dive into this draft class, not just for the Raiders and 49ers, but just in this first round in general, because I'm fascinated with what's going to happen after the Raiders take Fernando Mendoza. Mm-hmm. Right after that, it's open season.
There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of trades that could happen.
And there's a lot of scenarios that, like, if you're the 49ers, how do you even possibly plan for pick 27? Like, you have probably lists of guys at different positions that you like, and maybe they'll be there, maybe they won't, but you're just sitting there watching everybody else going, I have no clue what we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to have any edge rushers left, safeties left. Do we need to prioritize offensive line? Do we take a swing on a receiver? Right? I have no idea how the Niners are going to approach the draft, but we'll be able to talk about that and more with Damen Parson on.
Is my mic not working very well?
No, it sounds good.
Okay, I can't really tell because I can't really hear.
Oh, is your headphone jack broken again?
Well, I can hear you in it. I just wanted to make sure this mic sometimes has issues. like where I'm like low.
Yo, Mike,
So I just
don't
wanted
mess
to
with
make
Kayla
sure.
today. She
Yeah.
gonna slap you.
Yeah, I will slap your,
She's gonna slap you, Mike.
Okay,
So
I just want to make sure it was okay. That's better. I
There
can
you
hear
go.
myself a little bit
See,
more.
that's the power of Anthony in the
I
other
know.
room.
Anthony's a rock star.
He's already
Thanks,
hustling.
Anthony.
Already getting stuff done. We are going to talk about the point guard position for the Sacramento Kings
Oh
today,
yeah, baby.
because it was a major topic of conversation on yesterday's Drive Guys.
Yes.
Heard Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles talking about it a lot. And, of course, Doug Christie brought up the point guard position again. It feels like deja vu. The Kings are going into another offseason, second year in a row, where it's like, wow, they really need to address the point guard position. They could potentially just bring Russell Westbrook back if they want to. Do they want to go placeholder point guard? Or does it make the most sense for them to just draft a point guard? We'll talk about that. Plus, the Kings were mentioned specifically in ESPN's article about Ja Morant today. We'll talk about that a lot at noon during the lunch break. Kayla, before we get into last night's games, I want to ask you something that Thursdays are always on the top of my brain because, and I know you'll be able to provide some wisdom here. Thursdays are Thursday nights we have to bring our garbage can out to the street.
Oh, ours is Tuesday night.
Oh, it's Tuesday night? Ours is Thursday night.
Okay, gotcha.
And the garbage truck comes and picks up our stuff at like almost 6 o'clock in the morning.
6
like
a.m.
sometimes
to
it's
6:30.
like 5:45
Oh, you get
in
it
the morning.
earlier.
It's early.
I've got it down to a T. It's like 6:15.
So if I blow it,
Yeah.
then we're cooked. And
You're done.
with a family of 3 and a 4-year-old that creates more trash than the Tasmanian devil, like you're cooked. And if you have to recall them out to come and get it, it's a fee and it's
Oh, yeah. I
expensive.
don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. So I missed it
Oh, no.
like a few weeks in a row. Or not in a row, but a few weeks in the last like
Matt.
2 months. Yeah.
That's not good.
So my wife hit me with the most passive-aggressive thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I appreciate it, and I needed it, but it's now forever on my phone.
Okay.
She sent me a Google Calendar repeating
it.
invite every
Love
Thursday
it.
night to have me take all the garbage out and take the garbage out to the street. And so
love it.
every time I open my calendar on a Thursday now, it's just this little
Awesome.
bloop, take your
Good
trash
for
out.
her.
Which, yeah, but also, ouch.
Well, what
It
would
hurts
you
me.
have liked more? For her to confront you like I would have?
Oh, well,
Which would have been very heist. Is the heisty? Isn't that a word?
Feisty?
No, heisty's a word too, though.
heisty?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I believe. I'll look it up in the break.
I don't think if you
and very
confronted me about it,
violent.
I wouldn't be able to carry the trash can down to the street because I'd be limping or crawling.
I'd probably
or
just be
something.
like, "Never mind, Matt. I have it.
Oh, see, that's the worst though.
I got it.
That's
Never
the
mind."
worst.
That's
Okay,
what I do.
No, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing, and I need y'all to meet me halfway on this, Kayla and
Meet me in the middle.
Brittany, my wife. If I'm sitting down or I'm doing something
Right.
else, and you tell me, "Hey, take the trash out," or "Can you do this, please?"
Sure.
If I don't get up
Yep.
within 30
Yep.
seconds, that doesn't mean y'all have to do it, and then y'all
Oh, no, that
noisily
does.
do it.
That does.
Y'all noisily, like, "Will you clean the counter?" "Oh, sure, I'll get in just a second." And then 30 seconds, and then I hear,
Yep.
like,
That's me.
"Are you cleaning the counter or breaking it?" Also, I'm getting up.
Maybe that's a girl thing. Because it's like when we when we ask something, that kind of means we want that done now because it's probably been put off for a while anyway. And if we're asking you to get up and do it now, it means get up and do it now. And if not, then thank you, we're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a girl thing.
Yeah,
And I'm willing to admit that. But I think what she does is very smart.
I think it's
To
smart too.
send
I just
you
don't
the
like it.
reoccurring Google reminders. Because then you get, first of all, you're annoyed.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I don't want to keep seeing these. But then you're like, shoot, I do have to take it out
Yeah,
tonight.
no, it's a
So,
helpful reminder.
very smart, Brittany. Very
but
smart.
it makes me feel dumb, and it's true. But it makes me feel dumb. I deserve it.
At this point, if you've forgotten it a few times in the last month, you very well deserve it.
Yes. Also, if we have any trash men or women listening, I would love to find the protocol on this because there are some people, some trash drivers that will, like, if your trash can is like even the lid is up, but there's enough trash, I'll still get it. There's others that, like, if I see the lid open a little bit, I ain't getting it.
I know.
I'm like, what the hell? What are you doing to me?
That's actually wild. I learned that when I first moved here.
That's
And,
passive aggressive.
Yeah, I had actually put something like, I don't know if it was overflowing a little, and like something happened and they left that. And I asked my brother, I was like, what is that about? And they're like, oh, they won't do it if it's not all the way to, and I was like, are you kidding me?
That's next level hatred. Like,
right.
Listen, just because I had again, I have a 3-year-old at home. Or like Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yo, that trash can is overflowing with wrapping paper that I didn't even
That's right.
want. And I paid like $70 for. Just freaking take it, man.
Yeah.
Breaking down boxes too. Ooh.
Is the worst. Do you guys recycle?
Yes, but it's my job to break them down. My wife does the classic. I'm just going to take the box, and my wife is like Amazon galore. So it's Christmas every day at my house because I show up on the front porch and, a new box. Wonder what it is.
Yeah, from Amazon.
But my wife will open the box, take the stuff out, and then just chuck it in the garage.
Yeah. And you can't do that. You got to break them down at some point, else you're just going to fill the recycle bin up with like 5 boxes.
Yeah, it's just cardboard kingdom in my.
I feel you.
But my son loves it. He's like, woo.
Mm-hmm. And if you had a cat, they'd love it too.
Also, I am currently at war in my household, and I'm losing.
What's going on?
I'm at war with ants.
Oh, you're not the only one. My brother and sister-in-law.
I am getting my ass kicked.
What is it with Sacramento and the freaking little mini ants?
Bruh, these sugar ants
yes, they're everywhere. I think, I don't know what that's about, because that's a problem there. It's a problem up where we are. I'm hearing this from everyone in Sacramento during the spring.
Bro, I know it's storming outside. Get in your little anthill and F off. Like,
what is
go
that
away.
about?
I don't know. They're all up in my kitchen.
Yeah, that's where they are.
They're everywhere. They're finding different ways in. I've got like little ant
traps,
traps and powder and things on the ground and stuff to like block all the entrances, and they still find ways in. My son will leave like a lollipop stick that's just got a little piece of like lollipop left on it out for 3 minutes, and they're swarming. They got into my syrup. I'm pissed.
The syrup. Well,
they got into my syrup.
You got to cap it.
It doesn't matter. They're like crawling all over the bottle. They're like, we smell it. We know it's in there.
Yes, in there. We're trying to find a slit.
Let us in there.
Those little ants. You know what I do when I'm having a bad day? If they're around, I take a bottle of something and I douse them.
Oh, no, yeah. So there's a thing. My son is at school, so he's not hearing this. My son does not want me to kill the ants. So what I've taught him is that the spray that I put on them puts them to sleep. And then I wipe them up and I put them in the trash can, and then I take the trash out. And when they get into the trash can, then they wake up and they crawl out of the trash can and they go back to their homes.
That's really funny.
In reality,
good for you, Matt, for making it sound so much nicer.
In reality, I'm World War I chemical warfaring their ass. I'm sending them all to hell, but it doesn't matter. It's like a video game. They respawn. You kill one, they like 97 come back.
You know, like that song, the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what they look like.
Yes.
Like they do the trail up through like the cupboard with the food. They're like going up, and they look like they're literally they're marching to that song.
And they're like, and you have to kill their scent patterns. They follow the scent pattern. What do you, Febreze? I have a bunch of lit candles next to the ant pathway, and I feel like I'm just lighting the way for them. Oh, this is nice. A nice, pretty walk, and it smells like lavender. Stupid ants.
I'm glad to know this is a problem.
Oh, my God.
More so than just where I am.
I called my exterminator the other day. I'm the type of person I am when you do a service for me, like if you're my waiter or something, I always treat you like I'm embarrassed if anything is wrong. Like if you give me the wrong food or whatever, I'll just deal with it.
I'm kind of like that.
I don't like to do that stuff.
Surprisingly, I'm kind of like that.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd be like on the attack. I'm actually
no, but you came with you have a food service background, so you get it.
Mm-hmm.
I called my pest control people the other day, and I didn't go full Karen on them necessarily, but I called them like, "Yo, I'm paying you guys. I'm losing this fight. I need you to bring out a nuke and just destroy these guys. I'm losing.
We need to be out of the house for a week.
I'm pissed. Don't kill my cat, but get rid of him.
I love it.
Anyway.
I love it. I'm glad we got that off our chest. That makes me feel better a little bit too.
See, therapy.
Yeah, therapy for everyone this morning. If you have ants in particular, those little sugar ants.
Little sugar.
Bust there.
Sugar suckers. Yeah, you know what? I need Kayla to come over to my house and just intimidate them. Mm-hmm. Just look at them and go, and they'll all turn right around.
Move it.
Hell no. Go back to the queen. Mm-hmm. I'm the queen now.
I'm the queen.
Anyway, welcome into Matt and Kayla.
What's up?
I'm Matt George. That's Kayla Anderson. Hey, Warriors-Clippers last night was a lot of fun.
It was really fun.
That fourth quarter, woo!
Yeah.
That looked like the championship Golden State Warriors. Now, I'm not saying that they are a championship team.
No. But it looked
That looked
at
like
times.
the Warriors of like 5 years ago.
Yeah, you have Draymond Green doing his thing on defense. You have Steph Curry just the minute Steph comes back in, because obviously he was on a minutes restriction, the minute that Steph walks back on that court, it's just like, yeah, they're back in it. Because they were trailing in several points of that game by a chunk. And then every time they just, brought Steph back out there, oh, by the way, Al Horford.
Yeah, I was going to say.
By the way, Al Horford hitting threes.
93 years old and knocking down threes like he's in his 20s.
With his crutch on the hardwood.
He was a bucket.
He was.
That reminded me of Boston Celtics Al Horford against the Warriors in the finals.
For sure.
Like, he hit the Warriors with so many big threes in that series, and it was like, oh, now the Warriors are benefiting from it. He would not miss in the fourth quarter. And then Brook Lopez came down on the other end of the floor and hit threes. I'm like, okay, just let the old men centers shoot,
Exactly.
I guess. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, it was pretty much like there was some reminiscing that happened in that game last night as well. By the way, and Kawhi Leonard, by the way, is still, he's just an incredible player.
He's a beast.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with him next. I know that he was, trying to recover after the game, and he was asked all these questions about what's next, and he was like, let me just cry a little more about this loss first. So, but he's a solid player.
Steph Curry hit that step back three, had that moment where he fell into the crowd, and he asked the guy that he fit, like, did it go in? I didn't see it. Did it go in? And then had that moment. And I'm sitting here, and y'all already know how I feel about Steph Curry. Like, Steph is my favorite player in the league. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I know he is.
Steph is my absolute favorite player in the league.
Yeah.
I am mesmerized when I watch him. Big moment after big moment after big moment. And I watched that moment again, and I'm thinking, like, the one thing I will not let myself do is a lot of times when players retire, I always say, like, oh, I didn't appreciate them enough. I didn't appreciate them enough. Like when Kobe passed away, God, that was my villain growing up. I didn't appreciate him enough. I will not let that happen with Steph Curry. Like, I'm not going to obsess over the dude by any means. He still plays for the Warriors, and I can't stand him. But I will, when Steph Curry is done, I will be able to say I enjoyed and have been fortunate enough to be there in person to see so many amazing moments that man has put on. Like,
he has, and I know people get, just like Tom Brady, and look, most of his years in New England, the guy drove me absolutely nuts. But did I believe he was, if not one of the greatest of all times? Probably now at this point, yes. Yeah, I always believed in the back of my mind, like, Tom is who he is.
Yep.
I can still dislike him, though, and he can bug me because he plays for the Patriots.
Sure.
But I always, had that appreciation. With Steph, too, I know he irks people because he's just that good. And
he's a showman.
He's a showman, and, he's been the face of the NBA for a really long time and really changed the game as well when he was, drafted back in the day. But it's so interesting. Like, Steph is, you have to appreciate what he does. And he's a true competitor. Like, I even remember towards the end of the game when he went to the free throw line. He's one of the best free throw shooters in the league. I think he is, actually. And he missed the first one. And he was like, he has his little mouth guard, and he just chews the hell out of it, right?
It's always hanging out of his mouth.
And he missed the first one. He was so mad. Just shaking his head in disgust, like, how dare I miss a free throw? But you have to appreciate who Steph Curry is as a competitor. He can bug you, and you don't have to like him, but you're exactly right. Man, we're going to miss him when he's gone when it comes to when he retires.
I mean, this is just his time, right?
Yeah.
He just delivers moment after moment after moment on a nightly basis, and it doesn't matter the stage, from the NBA Finals to the freaking 9-10 play-in game.
Yeah.
It's, Steph Curry has the ball, and everybody, whether you're rooting for him or against him, everybody leans forward. What's he going to do? And everybody knows what's coming. Doesn't matter. There's a double team. The Clippers are double teaming him. Let me just run around really quick, run off a screen, step back three, bang. Nothing you can do.
Nothing.
Steph freaking Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. He has transcended the game, completely changed the game of basketball. I would argue, he's number one in jersey sales again this season. I would argue he is up there, and this is not a LeBron Jordan thing, but I don't know if there have been more than a couple athletes in the world, period, that have been more influential to a sport than Steph Curry has been for basketball. He just has changed the game.
Like
Tiger with golf.
Yeah.
But even so, Tiger was a beast, and he just was no one could touch him when he was in his prime. but I don't know if he transcended. Maybe he did.
He did.
Like the way
game-
that Steph Curry has completely changed basketball and what is a shot and what's a good shot and how we shoot. And
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, if you look at it in golf terms, it's so different from the game of basketball, right?
Right.
He changed more so, not like the game. You can't really fully change the game of golf, but he changed the trajectory of golf.
Yes, for sure.
Golf became what it is and why it's even followed to this day, PGA-wise, because of Tiger. Else I don't think it ever would have reached that level, right?
He did usher in an era of power hitters too, and shots that nobody would think to attempt.
Get driver.
Tiger was I'll do it anyway.
Exactly.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, probably why he's where he is now with 500 back surgeries.
Yeah, he's paying for it now physically. But I look, I don't like the Warriors, of course. It's Big Brother over there.
Yeah.
We have our Northern California rivalry, and we'll forever have it, even if they don't look at it as a rivalry. It's fun amongst fans. But I can never hate Steph. He's so incredible to watch.
Yeah,
and last night was so much fun. And here's the good news, y'all. One more. The Warriors are one more win away from us getting another guaranteed at least 4 games on Steph. And get their ass out the lottery.
That's what we want to see.
Get them out.
That's what we want to see right there. Right there.
So, and plus, Warriors Suns going to be fun as hell.
Yeah.
Put a camera on Draymond and put a camera on Dylan Brooks and just let them go. Let them go.
And that's in Arizona. That's in
Phoenix, yes. Yeah, because the Warriors are the 10th seed, so they're on the road.
By the way, that's a great place. I spent some time in Arizona covering sports. That's actually a great arena. When the Suns are good, that's also a great arena.
I've never been there.
Really fun.
Never been
really
there.
Fun.
Would love to go. Here's the bad news. Because the Clippers lost, OKC is basically guaranteed a lottery pick.
And that's insane.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry. That is just wild.
It is. But honestly, weirdly enough, I would 10 times rather OKC have a lottery pick than the Warriors have a lottery pick. Yeah. And that's just me being petty.
Well,
and I don't care.
That's just the big brother, little brother.
Yeah. But also let OKC get another player and figure out how to pay him later. And maybe that means they have to trade Alex Caruso, who I'd love on the Kings.
Is there such thing as too many? Too many, good players or too many, guys to have to pay? Or
If anyone can have that problem, it's Sam Presti.
Yeah. He'll figure it out.
If anybody can have that problem, it's Sam freaking Presti, and he'll find a way to weasel his way out of it. But, yeah, the Clippers, their pick as the final piece of the Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade. That's what this pick is. Plus, I think, I heard Dave talking about this morning. I'm pretty sure the Clippers owe OKC another pick later on for a James Harden type trade or something or another. But this pick has to do with the freaking Shai trade.
That's wild.
That trade from years ago that people are calling the worst trade in NBA history for the Clippers. I don't know about that. I think the Luka Doncic trade is up there.
Yeah, I think that's up there.
Woo!
That's some business being done over there.
The 2-time champion Oklahoma City Thunder are going to pick 8th. Cool. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Great. Well, I don't think that's possible. They can only move up to top 4. They have let's see here. They have a 7.1% chance at the top 4 overall, a 1.5% chance at number 1 overall. And I think, like Christopher Laud said, it's the same spot that Dallas won last year. If OKC wins the lottery, cancel the league.
Yeah, then we're done.
Oh, that's one of those situations where if the NBA lottery is not rigged, and I'd like to believe, whether it's naive or not, I'd like to believe it's not rigged. I know a lot of people believe it is. If I'm Adam Silver and I'm in the mysterious room of ping pong balls or whatever, and OKC wins the lottery, I'm telling them do it again. I am. Because if it comes out, hey, Oklahoma City's won the lottery.
You do it live.
The entire league is going to melt down. I'll just add AJ DeBonsa to that team after they've won probably 2 titles.
I don't want to see anything like that. And again, I don't even want to see Utah have anything to do with those 3 picks. Nothing. Yeah. I don't want Utah to touch the top 3.
We'll see how the coin flip goes between the Kings and Utah. But again, the Kings and Jazz, regardless of what happens in that coin flip, will both have a 45.2% chance at the top 4 and 11.5% chance at the number 1 overall pick. So Warriors-Clippers last night was a blast. That fourth quarter was fantastic. Really quickly, Magic versus 76ers. Not as fun of a game, but still pretty good. Yeah. I love the fact that the 76ers went 90s. Their old logo, their old court. Love
Yeah.
it. Like, that's the 76ers to me, is that logo, that fit. It was good to see. And much like AI back in the day, Allen Iverson, who led those Sixers teams, Tyrese Maxey is a superstar. And this is going to be a conversation that, or this is going to tie into our conversation at noon, Kayla. Tyrese Maxey, superstar scoring guard. Steph Curry, superstar scoring guard. There is still a place for them in this league. And that's an argument for why the Kings might want to prioritize that in the draft this summer if they feel a certain type of way about a Darius Acuff or a Keaton Wagler or a Kingston Flemings.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we hear and we're so programmed right now to be like, that isn't what the NBA is anymore. You know, these shooting guards that aren't very big, like, but then we just go and see what Steph did last night.
Right.
And we see what some of these guys do, and it's like, but yeah, they are still part of the game. Like, and Doug said it himself, like, they need a quarterback of their team.
Yep.
And so I don't think by any means they are out on a guy like Darius. Again, if they fall to that even 4 or 5 spot,
they might prefer that.
They might prefer. It's going to be very interesting. And I know we're also going to say later on, talk a little bit more about this. Like, could they really be in the mix for Ja?
Yeah, this is a conversation for another day too. But we've talked so much about moving up in the draft. Is there a scenario at all? This is a conversation for a completely another day, but it just popped into my brain. Is there a scenario at all that the Kings go, no, we really want to take a point guard, but we understand it's going to be tough to take a point guard at like number 2 overall?
Yeah.
So if we get number 2, do we trade back? That would be insane to me, but I wonder if the Kings would even consider that.
That's wild to think about.
That would be insane to me.
Can't count anything out.
Anyway, the NBA play-in tournament has been phenomenal. Another thing we can talk about in today's show, too, is now that we're actually having high-end basketball again, does it feel like we overreacted to everything this season, or is it doing its job already and brushing things under the rug?
It's doing that.
Yeah. Well, we'll take the break. When we come back, the NBA got something else right in terms of a couple of appeals on NBA awards. We'll explain to you what that means as Matt and Kayla are just getting started here on Sactown Sports.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. It's going to be bright and breezy day as the north wind picks up. Expect gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour this afternoon into the early evening, and daytime highs to peak in the upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com. The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up, mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
At Big O, our ProTech Plus warranty offers free flat repairs, replacements, and roadside assistance. So tire trouble is no trouble at all. Now through May 5th, get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or selected Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, get an extra $50 in rebates when using your Big O tires and service credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, the NBA is off to a pretty good start with things that they got to get right. First off, the play-in tournament has been phenomenal so far, and now we are getting the Orlando Magic versus the Charlotte Hornets for the 8th seed.
They're going to get waxed.
The Hornets or the Magic?
The Magic.
You think so?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know how to feel about the Magic.
Did you watch them? I didn't feel like they played like with any kind of like passion last night. The bench in moments wasn't like getting up for like certain things. Like I don't know. Like there was no vocal person on the court.
If it doesn't work, and it's obviously not working because you're in the play-in, I don't know where they go from here. Like Paolo Banchero's their number one guy, but I think people are starting to wonder if he actually is the number one guy. They gave up a haul for Desmond Bain, and that hasn't helped. Franz Wagner is really, really good, but is he the third guy on that team? Like, they've got pieces, but I just don't know where the Magic go from here.
I don't think there's a lot of magic happening
in
Orlando.
Kind of a dud.
I know.
Kind of a dud now there in
I
Orlando.
think Charlotte's going to sting the out of them. Just to put a big fat stinger.
Big fat stinger
right
in the Magic. Huh? Right in the Magic.
Suck all that magic out.
I don't like where this is going. I'm uncomfortable.
It's a stinger.
It's a stinger.
You get a bee sting.
And then Warriors versus... I've been stung by a bee once. It was when I was a kid. I put my hand down
One time?
Yeah, I got lucky.
That's
all?
all?
I put my hand down on grass, and I felt a sharp pain, and I picked my hand up, and there's a bee's butt is stuck in my hand. He was twerking
Yellow
on me.
Jacket?
I don't know.
Twerking? I'm just imagining a bee twerking on your hand.
Yeah. It was,
I stepped on one once.
Oh, barefoot?
A Yellow Jacket.
Oh, and it was pissed.
Dude.
I don't like meat bees. Like, can I have my barbecue outside in peace?
Those are Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, those things suck.
No, they're not nice.
Go away.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have my hot dog.
Exactly.
Jerks. Anyway.
Sorry, back to scheduled programming.
Yeah. And then, of course, Warriors Suns is going to be a blast. I can't wait for Warriors Suns.
Yeah, that'll be really fun. And that's
Friday.
That's
both games are on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the playoffs begin.
And then they start. It's a good little appetizer we've had, indeed, for the playoffs.
It's a great start.
Yeah.
The NBA is very happy. And the NBA followed it up today by doing the right thing. So both Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham appealed their inability or their ineligibility for NBA awards because they didn't meet the 65-game rule. Luka's appeal was, I missed a couple of games for the birth of my kid.
Yeah.
And Cade's appeal is my lung collapsed. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. No.
It's not like I was out with a sprained ankle. My lung collapsed. My kid was born. And the NBA did right by them. They didn't treat it as a black and white issue. It's either 65 games or nothing. Like they appealed, they looked over the cases, they made the right change. So both Luka and Cade will be eligible for NBA awards, which is good. However, Minnesota's Anthony Edwards filed a challenge as well, and his case was advanced to an independent arbitrator. This is according to Shams Charania of ESPN, but was denied. So Ant is not eligible for awards. I don't know specifically because Shams doesn't talk about the specifics of what Ant's argument was, what his appeal was for, but clearly it didn't have the same weight as Luka's and Cade. So Ant is not eligible. He lost his appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Luka and Cade are eligible. Put Luka immediately probably in the first team. Cade is, if he's not first team, he's barely out of it. I don't know who that bumps out.
I truly think he should be.
I think Cade should be in the first team, yeah.
I just think like Cade, for the most part, this is a freak accident.
Yeah.
Or a freak injury, I should say. And he's going to be back probably, right?
Yes.
And it's just he is such a difference maker, and he just got them to the place that they got to this year, right? And it's just hard to say that he's not one of the best in the league right now and has helped his team to that point. I believe he's a first team guy.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I know it's like, okay, well, who you're going to knock out then? Well, we can just talk about that. We didn't finish our first team.
No, we didn't get to
Teams,
it.
did
we did.
Okay.
We did just the awards. We haven't done our first
but
team.
But Luka, you're right. Like Luka,
does Luka deserve over Cade? Because Luka had such a phenomenal season, but the Lakers. Yeah, I mean Anthony's nodding his head. So
100%, he deserves it over Cade.
So okay, so in Anthony's mind, Luka's in.
Mm-hmm.
We know Wemby's in.
Yep.
We know Jokic is in.
Correct.
So there's 3 guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to put Jaylen Brown in because of how Boston's been going, but I think Jaylen Brown falls out. Shea's in. He's the MVP.
Well, Shea's in, of course.
So there's 4.
I don't know if I'm going to put.
Is Cade the 5th?
He's such a bit like what? Like if could they have could they have navigated? There's a word I'm looking for. The season without him.
I mean, he's the best player on the best team in the East that completely turned their season around.
I think that's hard to say he's not deserving of that because he
Cade's
had a
first team.
collapsed lung.
I think Cade's first team. I think Cade's first team.
I could be wrong.
Some guys are not going to be happy that they're bumped out, but I think Cade's first team.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If Jaylen Brown doesn't make it, Celtics fans are going to go insane.
Well, Jaylen Brown's going to go insane. He's going to go on Twitter and start saying, "This is what I'm talking about."
Of course he will.
And I like Jaylen Brown, so I'm all here for it.
Mm-hmm.
But Jaylen will for sure be
It's
second
like,
team.
Okay, well, like the league does with everything else, I guess it's a coin flip.
Just coin flip for all
Just
NBA
coin
teams.
flip. Yep.
I don't remember because when we did our NBA awards, I did it without. Okay, so I had Donovan Mitchell and Jaylen Brown in the All NBA first team because Luka and Cade weren't eligible. So,
but now they are.
Bump both of those guys out of it.
Yep.
Bump them down a little bit.
I agree. Brick Ripsaw says Luka, SGA, Wemby, Jokic, and Cade.
The third team's going to be a little bit better now because the third team I had a really hard time with because I was like,
we get to that point and I'm like,
the third team was like, okay, but these are guys that everybody knows are there because certain guys are ineligible.
Exactly.
But hey, you get if you make an All NBA team, you get pretty significant financial incentives. So it doesn't matter those players.
Do you know what those are? Just
it
depends in terms of any team that's in their contracts. Like if you make any first, second, third.
So I think they have specific things on contracts, but the biggest deal is if you make an All NBA team, you become eligible for Supermaxes.
Right.
So when De'Aaron Fox, the reason why De'Aaron Fox turned down multiple contract extensions here in Sacramento, even when Mike Brown was here and he was happier and the Kings were winning, was because if he had made another All-NBA team, which the Beam team year he made an All-NBA team, he would have been eligible for the Supermax contract. That's what he was chasing.
Got it.
Of course, he never
Didn't
got
happen.
there.
Yeah.
But that's what he was chasing.
Okay.
So Supermax is it has a pretty significant financial incentive to make any of the All-NBA teams. Doesn't matter which one. You make it, you get that money. Because De'Aaron was an All-NBA third-team player. Anyway. Luka and Cade Cunningham are eligible for postseason awards. The NBA got this right.
And they had to.
Yeah.
I think they had to. They're two big name players that did and have done a lot for their teams. And, Cade is kind of like, he's not new on the scene, but he's now actually getting them to the point of relevance in terms of Detroit. And Luka's Luka. Well, you know who Luka is. Right. So, I think there's a lot that is going to be done in this after the regular season time period, and that includes not only the playoffs but the draft. I feel like the draft, if there is any theories of there's conspiracy theory, it ain't happening this year. I just have a feeling like things are they're gonna get things right. And
oh, you mean in terms of the draft lottery?
Yeah, I feel like.
But what is right?
Well, crappy teams that will just somehow fall to the top.
Yes, but there are some crappy teams that blatantly
crappy deserving teams.
So we're talking about Brooklyn or Sacramento.
Brooklyn, Sacramento.
Because
I'll even put Memphis. I'm not going to get mad at Memphis.
I think Memphis is okay.
I'm not going to get mad at Memphis.
Yeah, they're rebuilding. I'll put Memphis in there. If Washington wins the draft lottery, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
If Indiana wins the draft lottery, people are going to be really pissed.
And if Utah, I'm gonna be.
Kayla's gonna be pissed, and so is Adam Silver.
Yeah.
Adam Silver hated what the Utah Jazz threw everything in Adam Silver's face.
Will Hardy. Anthony,
this is the Will Hardy voice.
I'm not, but I'm enjoying it. We just hate Utah on the show.
No,
I think
We do.
can't
Anthony, I've got a drop back there
drop
if
in
you
there.
want it. If you find it at any point, it's me just pretty much just giving
She hates Utah. She hates Utah because they're getting a
grief.
baseball team.
Uh-huh.
She hates Utah's new hockey team.
Yeah.
She hates that they're tanking.
Yeah.
Kayla just does not like Utah.
They're all labeled in one word, so I got to try and find it during the break. But I'm definitely going to look for
Does
it.
it just say Utah?
I got to find it.
There's a few of them.
There's
for
also
sure.
the Do You Like Jazz?
Jazz,
one
and we
that-
go,
no.
no.
We hate that one. Yeah, I don't know what the NBA wants. The cleanest it could go for the NBA is literally Brooklyn or Sacramento or Memphis, like you said, winning the lottery. That's the cleanest it could go because everybody would go, oh, they kind of deserve it. Although I think some people would have a little bit of a problem with Brooklyn because of what they blatantly did. And some idiots would have a problem with Sacramento winning because they go, Doug Christie tanked against the Warriors, game 81 or 82 or whatever it
They're
was.
still going to harp on that one mishap call or
They intentionally fouled their way all the way to the top pick, Kayla. They fouled Seth Curry one time in game 80, and that's why they won the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Damn shame.
Exactly.
Damn shame.
Those dang Sacramento Kings.
Oh, I can't wait to see
How
those
dare
tweets.
them?
But I think if we could come together as a basketball fandom to put our teams aside, I think all of us should essentially, like you said, be rooting for one of those three teams to win the lottery.
I do too.
And that to actually be the top three. Just make them the top three.
Yeah, I also think in all seriousness, guys, the NFL draft's coming up next weekend in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably the most non-talked about draft that I've been a part of in a while.
Really?
It's just there's not a lot of
Is it because it's Fernando and then nobody else?
There's not a lot of quarterbacks in the mix. I think there's a lot of questions like where some of these guys could go at the top, and which is fun. But it's in Pittsburgh. No offense to Pittsburgh. I've been there. I actually like the city, but it's just there's not a lot of hype around it.
They're talking more about Aaron Rodgers there than the actual draft.
Right. So with saying that, guys, I think that the NBA has a huge chance to really with this draft and these prospects. I think this draft could be really fun, and I think it could be really special for a lot of these guys who are going to get drafted this year and that we've paid so much attention to throughout the season in March Madness. So I think that could be a really good time for them to shine too as a league, is this year's draft.
Well, why don't we keep talking NFL draft a little bit when we come back? Because ESPN put out an article basically laying out how all teams could ace their drafts and what they should prioritize. And it's interesting what they say the Niners and the Raiders should be prioritizing. I'll get Kayla's thoughts on that. We can even throw some names in there if we want, but it's really just their thoughts on what both these teams need that I really want to break down. We're going to talk a lot of NFL draft today. Again, coming up at 1 o'clock, Damen Parson from Bleacher Report also hosts Locked On NFL Draft. He will join us to break everything down with the NFL draft as well. And we are going to break down Scott Perry's comments on The Morning Show with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. That's coming up at 11 o'clock. Still a ton to get to on today's show. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's no secret the world feels unpredictable lately. One thing will never change: Hoblet's mission to nuke high prices. Right now, and only at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock and keep every factory rebate you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing, and you keep all the factory rebates you qualify for. Not one or the other like other dealers are offering. Only Hoblet has fought to get you a deal this good. Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet. period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary by model and trim. Financing on approved credit through Hobbit Preferred Lending for well-qualified buyers. 60,000 max finance, approximately $14.14 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Lots of NFL draft talk coming your way today. But why don't we dip our toe in the water here a little bit early on?
Dipping our toesies in the water.
ESPN put out a article written by, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, this article's so long I have to scroll all the way through everything.
Yeah.
It was written by Ben Solak.
Great
and
work.
basically it lays out the biggest needs of all 32 teams and how they can ace their drafts.
Okay.
Essentially. And at the end of each team, he has what's called his bottom line, which is bottom line, like this is what they should do.
Sure.
So let's talk about that bottom line for what Ben Solak and ESPN think the San Francisco 49ers should do, how they should approach the draft, what they should prioritize. I'm curious your thoughts on this. So essentially, I'm going to paraphrase what the bottom line says. The 49ers need to prioritize a defensive reload in the draft.
Okay.
Target edge rushers and safeties with their top picks if anybody is there. Do not chase flashy wide receiver picks. And then offensive line is mentioned in like if you don't have the edges or safeties there, especially in that first round, then go O-line. But it's very clear that ESPN believes that the 49ers should prioritize defense with this draft, fill some of those holes, add some of that depth, address their lack of pass rush, address that safety position. I thought the do not chase flashy wide receivers, like just avoid receiver in general until like later rounds if you're looking for depth piece. But ESPN clearly thinks the Niners should not be interested or pursuing any wide receivers in the early rounds.
Okay, I don't completely disagree.
Okay.
It's hard for me sometimes to not go with like the sexy pick. I've talked about this numerous times. Offensive line, not sexy picks. Sometimes defensive linemen, safeties, not sexy picks. Now edge rushers can be, but at 27, they're not going to be the sexiest in the draft. Those are going to go in top 5, top 10, right? In this year's draft, at least. But I do agree with them. Their defense is aging. And while their whole team is pretty much aging, and they could probably say this on the offensive side too with certain positions, I think like finding specifically a lineman or specifically an edge type of player, if you can get that player at 27, you should go get him, because that is something we've harped on for a while now, especially last year. They were dead last in sacks in terms of the NFL. They just had problems getting to the quarterback. And yes, part of it's because they didn't have Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa was injured. But we're also talking Nick Bosa is not young anymore. And Nick Bosa has had many injuries. Like Nick Bosa at some point will not be Nick Bosa. You need to start planning for the future at that position too. I harp on it all the time. You know, with the Titans, they're deciding between Jeremiah Love and a guy like David Bailey at the top, edge or running back. I mean, would it be sexier to go with the running back right now? Sure. And a type that's Christian McCaffrey type? Sure. But they haven't had a consistent edge rusher in years, and they can't get to the quarterback. Like sometimes that defensive spot is so important to build for the future if he were there and it was worth taking. But then again, if a guy like Casey Concepcion is at 27 and I see a letter like this that he just wrote to NFL teams in the Players Tribune, you want to hear it?
Please.
Before I get out of here, I do want to say once again, for all to hear, that I am the best receiver in this draft. But at the end of the day, I'm so much more than a football player. And any team that picks me is going to realize that immediately. So if you're a GM out there reading this, put me on your team and let's get to work. You're not going to regret calling my name. Never. And I mean never. Did I stutter? Did you get the last line? Casey Concepcion has had the stutter issue and was made fun of at the combine. Like, I see something like this, I'm like, here's why I'll never be a GM. I'm like, all right, draft the guy.
Yep. I'm taking him
Love
20
this
picks.
guy, draft the guy.
I'm taking him 20 picks early just because I like the attitude.
But in all seriousness, he is actually one of the better receivers that I believe the Niners have had on a top 30 visit as well. So if a guy like that, let's say, falls to the 27 spot, it is hard sometimes to pass up on something like that too, because again, your wide receiver room, yes, you have Ricky Pearsall. You have some other guys that are aging, Mike Evans. But what about the future?
Yeah.
So it's a hard one to know. It's kind of for the Niners, 27's a hard spot. It's kind of just best available with the spots you need.
Yeah. Some names for Niner fans to keep an eye on, according to ESPN. Malachi Lawrence out of the UCF, or Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, potentially at 27 if they want to go edge. If they want to wait a little bit longer, Jayshon Barham, out of Michigan, a name to circle or potentially be there at 58, so their second round pick. If they end up going safety, the hope is, they call it the dream scenario, is that Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon or Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo falls down to 27, but it's unlikely. Then they talk about Trayden Stukes out of Arizona or Zakee Wheatley out of Penn State might be targets later on at the safety position. So those are just some names that ESPN talks about keeping an eye out for the Niners to, again, prioritize defense in their mind in this year's
and I'm
draft.
not totally against that.
Yeah.
I think that that's fair.
As for the Raiders, their approach is pretty simple. You know, you're going Fernando Mendoza at number 1 overall. So what do you do with the rest of the draft? Well, ESPN thinks pivot, or rather find Fernando another receiver. And I think they talk about like a specific archetype. Look
like
for
a Denzel
big,
Boston?
like a big-bodied receiver is what they say.
That's DB, Denzel Boston.
They also mention like any offensive line depth could help.
Yeah.
Then pivot to the defensive side. They say find yourself a 600-plus snap player at defensive tackle. So just find someone in that that just can give you consistency at that position, and then potentially take a swing for a starting caliber cornerback maybe later on in the draft to just address the defense that way. But it's very clear, build around Mendoza, get him, get a receiver, look potentially at line to protect him, then pivot to defense.
Yeah, the defense, again, I think, Max Crosby for right now is there.
Yep.
And we don't know exactly the future, but having Max Crosby is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that allows you to pivot to maybe a wide receiver with that 2nd overall pick, and you don't feel as bad if you were to have lost Max Crosby, right, in the whole trade that fell apart with Baltimore. Because remember, Christian Wilkins, who was a part of that defense and was possibly that was going to be the part for the future with Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins is now not found a home. We know there's a whole thing going on with him. So at some point they do need to start addressing the line more. But if there is one of these wide receivers at that 36 spot, they're absolutely right. Getting a guy like Denzel Boston out of Washington, he's being put to several teams right now because he's just that big body kind of A.J. Brown type of receiver, yards after catch, big paws. That's a guy that definitely you come in right away and can start building that with your rookie quarterback. That's the kind of stuff you want for the future.
We have a lot more NFL draft coming your way at 12:30. We'll dive into Mel Kiper's new 2-round mock draft for ESPN that he put out yesterday. Also, some different top 30 visits for the San Francisco 49ers to keep an eye out on. Of course, we have got Kayla's 2-minute drill with all the biggest stories happening around the NFL. And at 1 o'clock, Damen Parson from Locked On NFL Draft, he will join us live to break down this draft class and the approach for both the Niners, the Raiders, and whatever other team that piques our interest. But when we come back, let's get back to the Sacramento Kings. General Manager Scott Perry was on the morning show with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. And even though it was 24 hours after he had his exit interview with the media, Scott Perry actually had a lot to say, a lot of interesting stuff from his conversation with Dave and Jason early. We'll rehash the best pieces of that conversation, react to what Scott said over the next, let's go say 45 minutes or so. That's coming up in the second hour of Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda. Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports, 1140. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
All the way in Cincinnati, the San Francisco 49ers are trying to pick up a needed win.
The Giants.
What did I say, 49ers?
Yeah. That's okay. We were just talking about the Niners.
The San Francisco Golden State Warriors of the Bay of Oakland, whoever the hell they are.
We got what you were saying.
The Giants, Gigantes, are looking for one win.
What a struggle
this series. They've been stinky.
It's not been good.
Yeah, right now they're locked in a 0-0 pitching duel against the Reds in Cincinnati. However, it's the bottom of the sixth inning, and the Reds have no outs with 2 runners on.
Woof. Tony.
I know,
Tony Vitello.
Not off to a great start for the orange and black so far this season. Still plenty of time, though, to turn it around. We'll update you on our mini seasons and everything happening with the A's and Giants and more later on in the show. At 9 o'clock this morning, Sacramento Kings general manager Scott Perry spoke with Jason Ross and Carmichael Dave on the morning show. About 20-minute or so interview with them. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have high expectations. Not because...
I get it.
Well, Dave's a terrible interviewer. Jason's great. Not really.
You did say that to his face, though. So.
No, Dave asked some great questions. So did Jason. I just wasn't expecting the GM to say much different than what he said literally 24 hours ago.
And some stuff was similar.
Yeah, there was definitely some similar stuff, but I was surprised with what Scott gave us.
Okay.
And there's a lot to react to from the show. Let's start with this. This is Scott Perry talking about the biggest disappointment that he had this year specifically from the GM standpoint.
I think the key thing that the young players were able to do for us, and it is really important going into this offseason, the next season, for everybody who's going to be back here on the roster, is that we got to play a certain way. You know, if there was a disappointment this year, we weren't able to establish the type of identity that we want to establish is how we're going to play. What's going to our standard of business? I talked about this yesterday at my season-ending press conference. That's hugely important. We want to be a more physical team. We want to be able to extend the floor 94 feet, play a little faster pace, be a much better defensive team than what we were this year. So whoever's going to be on this roster next year, they got to really buy into that, and we got to play that way. I think, again, the last month you were able to see us show a little bit of that. Not always consistent, but the effort and energy was there. We shared the ball a lot better offensively, which made the offense look a little bit better to close the season out. So I'm encouraged by that, and that's going to, that's everybody's charge in this building. The standard is the standard. We got to play to our standard next year and really develop the identity of Kings basketball so that everybody knows what that looks like night in, night out.
So it's weird, Kayla. Part of me is glad that we're not pretending that they did establish an identity this year. Like, I'm glad that Scott's not going based off of the final 15 games of the season. While the final 15 games were better, significantly better, I'm glad we're not just pretending like, oh, yep, we got it. The identity's here. The other side of that is, wow, we just went through 82 games and an identity's still not established. But I think I understand Scott Perry's point, and to even build upon it, it's like, okay, I get what you're saying. We didn't establish that identity. The standard ain't changing. The identity ain't changing, but we got to do a better job establishing it. You know how you do that? You get in what Scott Perry said, but an acknowledgement of, we know what we want to do. Mm-hmm. The message is clear. We just got to get guys in here that are going to do that on a consistent basis.
And again, when Scott Perry entered this position as general manager, some of those non-fit players, in terms of fitting what they want for the future, were already here and can't and wouldn't, and maybe at this point, haven't moved them yet. And so you can't establish a full identity until you get a majority of what you want. And while the youth, it seems to be, specifically because the three guys we talk about all the time, and Max, Dylan, and Neek, those are his guys. And they all played to the standard, and they all improved throughout the season. They're starting to set an identity and buy in to the culture of what the Kings hope to be. Unfortunately, why they obviously admit that they haven't gotten to that point yet is because you've got, and this is nothing against any individual player, but you got still at least three guys that are on the team right now still who are under big contracts that are kind of like tweeners that we don't know, like they're probably not going to be on this team in the future. They don't fit the mold of the team, right? But they're still here. So it's like you got to get more of a established roster of who you want in here, who Perry wants in here, to then really say we've identified who we are as the Sacramento Kings.
Perry also said in the interview today, like now I'm starting my second year. Yeah. So like now he's not new anymore. And to everything that you said is true, but now nobody feels bad about it anymore. Like, we know Zach LaVine wasn't your decision. We know DeMar DeRozan wasn't your decision. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do about it now?
That's my point. He's got that checklist.
What did you, this season was an evaluation season in your mind. Right. Okay, do something about it. And it's easier said than done, but that's your job. Like, we can't do another year of this. And I don't think anybody wants to do another year of this. Did you
hear him, and I don't know if this is a clip, but did you hear him on the morning show when asked about dealing with some of the trades and being able to trade guys? He did mention, he believes the summertime could be a little better.
Yes.
For making deals.
Yeah, we have that clip. Here is Scott Perry talking about how the summertime opens things up a little bit more to make more deals.
I think it opens up a little bit more in the offseason because now, what especially after July 1, new cap year, there'll be a few more teams that come online that maybe have space that instead of maybe signing a free agent using that space, maybe they trade for a player that makes an amount of money that they can take into that space. So it opens up a few more possibilities when it comes to trades for sure. But look, I've been in the league 25 years. And what I think people don't realize is the difficulty of making trades even before these aprons came. Now, the aprons obviously complicate things a little bit more, but you're trying to balance your own needs when you go out into the market. And the team that you're talking with, or teams, they're doing the exact same thing. So getting all of that to work and getting to a point where you can leave the table, both sides, feeling good enough that you each got something out of the deal that can help move your cause forward. That is always the task. We'll be hard at work at it, and look, it's our job to figure something out, and which we will do.
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious about with this offseason, Kayla, is
Yeah.
last summer sucked because everybody was scared. Like, everybody was afraid to
Didn't wanna
spend money because of the apron system.
For sure.
And I know the salary cap is going up, but it's not going up so much so that all of a sudden all these teams are swimming in cash.
Yeah.
Right? So is this summer going to be better now that teams have a better grasp, a firmer grasp over the apron system? Is it going to be better? I mean, the trade deadline ended up being a lot more active than I think we expected it to be.
Because everyone was waiting on this team to move or that team to move, and
Right.
it came down to the wire.
But are we not going to be sitting here waiting all summer to find out what the hell the Milwaukee Bucks do with Giannis? And the
Yeah.
entire league is going to be on hold for that.
No,
so
you're right.
I'd like to believe what Scott Perry is saying, but based off of last summer, the Kings couldn't get anything done.
Yeah.
So hopefully this summer's going to be different.
I think Scott started to sprinkle the breadcrumbs with some of these teams during the trade deadline. And we heard that there were things they were working on. We're just recently hearing about Memphis and possibly John Morant. We've heard about Toronto and that deal. Obviously, we've heard about the Golden State stuff before. Like, I do believe, like, Scott Perry has started to plant things with teams, and with him saying that about the summertime, because that's what he opened up with. He's like, I think in the summer it might be a little easier. Teams might be able to be willing to spend a little more or to shift the way they're thinking because of how the playoffs went or how the season went. And so I still think Toronto's in the mix. Absolutely. When it comes to Zach LaVine, that's the hardest one. And that's the one I have no idea what could happen. But I do think the Domantas Sabonis thing is still something that could happen this summer.
Yes. Keep an eye on Sabonis. Keep an eye on LaVine, although it's kind of his decision.
How about Monk?
Malik, DeMar.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones. Find a way to move on from one or two of those guys.
He's planted seeds for sure.
Well, and here's the thing. Very rarely will you have a general manager speak in absolutes. Very rarely.
Yeah.
But Scott Perry gave us an absolute today. Scott Perry said verbatim on these airwaves, and we have the clip for you ready to go. The Kings will not be a luxury tax team.
A long time ago, when you sign up to work in the front office in the NBA, one of the things you're going to always be faced with every year is, managing your financial situation while trying to put the very best roster out on the floor that you can. We're very much aware where we're at today. There's so many mechanisms that we can utilize from now until into next season to make sure, that we're not in the luxury tax, which we won't be. And I mentioned yesterday at the closing press conference, it's always been my philosophy, whether I was working with a big market team, smaller market team, my belief has always been, if you're going to venture into that luxury tax, and as you mentioned, those second aprons, you better have a basketball team that can compete at minimum to get to a conference championship. We're nowhere near that right now. So again, that will be obviously our guide to make sure that we're not operating in that area while fielding the very best team that we can next season, so we can show some incremental improvement here in Sacramento next year.
Shout out to my guy, Matt Chapman, just hit a big RBI double. The San Francisco
nice.
Giants.
Big time.
Not 49ers. The Giants now lead 1-0.
There we go.
That's why we love Chappie.
Giants on the board.
Okay, so, again, we got an absolute from Perry. He said, we will not be a luxury tax team. That's
so
what he
does
said.
he already have a plan in place there?
Clearly,
geez.
he has an approach.
That's bold.
He's letting it be known. And I remember, we were listening to this live, and Anthony was there sitting with me. And I turned around and I was like, did he just say what I think he just said? And we rewound it to make sure. Yep, he very much said. He didn't. I mean, he kind of snuck it in, but he didn't. He very much said, we will not be a luxury tax team.
So something's happening.
So it's very clear here's what that does for me. That now sets an expectation.
Yep.
Scott Perry now just put an expectation upon himself. We already had kind of hypothetical what would be the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do, whatever. Scott Perry just set a very clear expectation for all of us Sacramento Kings fans out there. The Kings will not be a luxury tax team. So that means work has to be done, because financially the Kings are very much not just a luxury tax team. As of right now, they're very much projected to be a second apron team. So stuff-ish got to happen. Stuff's got to go down. So we now should expect that as Kings fans, that stuff is going to happen this summer.
Is there anything right now that saying something like that, he already knows, like, this is, like, not like, this trade could happen. Or, like, the only thing I can think of is, like, with Levine.
Well, you don't say anything like that without confidence that you're going to be able to follow through.
I know.
So whether it's Levine, we feel like we're going to be able to move on from Levine, or maybe it's, look, we know that the worst case scenario, and we didn't cut this clip because it wasn't long enough to cut, but Scott was asked about buyouts, and Scott basically said, like, look, that's kind of my last resort. Like, I've never had to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to have to do that.
I do remember that
but
part.
He basically talked about that being a last resort. And to me, the last resort, the plan Z, has always been pay DeMar DeRozan his $10 million and let him walk and free up the rest of the cap space from that. I don't think stretch provisioning and buying out Zach LaVine is a good idea. I don't think it makes sense. So I don't think that's the route the Kings are going to go. Maybe the Kings feel confident that Zach didn't like it here in Sacramento so much, or that Zach's representation feels that they could get 2 years, $60 million somewhere else for $30 million a year, and they'll prioritize that. They'll prioritize the longevity just to get him the hell out of Sacramento, and they want out of Sacramento. We know they've wanted out of Sacramento since the rumors about them trying to get to Atlanta last offseason emerged. We know they don't want to be here, and it makes I get it.
Yeah.
So Scott clearly feels confident enough that we're going to be able to do some things to financially get ourselves back to a better position, which gives me hope. That's encouraging to hear from a Sacramento Kings perspective. But that also now puts the weight of expectations that now you got to deliver, pal. Like, go out there and get it done.
He already needed to deliver.
Yeah.
Like, it's a running thing on this show, but Perry's checklist is a very real thing.
It's long.
And it's long, and every week we seem to add to it. But that's realistically, like, he has to check off some of those boxes. And you're right. If he's saying now, like, they will not be a luxury tax team, then that has to be something he follows through with. You don't just go and say that.
Right.
Because we can play that back on rewind as much as we want if it doesn't happen.
We're going to keep it. It's going to be in the chamber, and we'll see. Like, he has laid out the expectation for everybody. There's no, well, maybe they'll run it back. What will they do? Will they bite the bullet financially for one more year or not? That all of that's removed. There is no speculation in what Scott just said. There's speculation in how he does it. But Scott is telling us very clearly, we are not going to be a luxury team. And it's not our money, so why do we care about the luxury tax? Well, we care because it has to do with, if you're not going to be a luxury tax team, that means you're making some moves that we feel need to be made.
Correct.
So
we just don't know what they are yet.
We can't now. The belief that they're running this back, I think we already thought that they were never going to.
What, the hybrid stuff?
But they're definitely not bringing this core group back.
No.
Like, they can't.
No.
And we knew that, but now Scott is saying it. We are not going to be a luxury tax team. Okay, I'm going to take you at your word.
Yeah, that's
and
all
I'm
we can do.
excited about that.
Absolutely. I think we've known, at least in the several months that he's been here doing business, and I know not single thing he's done everyone likes, but I do feel like he's followed his word and what he does.
He
like
did with the draft picks.
Yeah, and look, there's going to be mistakes that general managers make. That's just a part of the business. Like, you never get it 100% right. But the mistakes he's made, I feel like he has, like, admitted in some way those were mistakes.
Or he corrected them.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So, but he's got a lot to do this summer.
A ton.
Of course, he brought up his pillars. And I know people roll their eyes when they talk about the pillars. But Dave asked a really, really good question about, like, when do you sacrifice the pillars for talent specifically?
Mm-hmm. Did he mean anyone in particular?
I don't know. Dave didn't ask about anyone in particular, but he was talking about the pillars. And I thought Scott gave a really well thought out answer about, look, the perfect player that fits all six pillars, those guys rarely exist. Mm-hmm. But clearly he's looking for guys that check as many of those boxes as possible that have the chance to grow in those other areas that maybe aren't quite there yet.
Sure.
Oh, now here's what I would say about when I say in the pillars. Very few people are gonna necessarily, especially when you talk about young people, are gonna have all six pillars that are just on the table day one. I think what you look for is that they have enough of them, and then do they have the ability to grow in those areas? Because again, the pillars are all internal, talk about competitive, tough. I think that the competitive and toughness obviously has to be in place. I think that's harder to develop. If you don't have that by this stage, it's hard to gain that. But the rest, team orientation, professional, discipline, accountable, those can be learned more. So to answer your question, yeah, it all, you take it case by case, study by study, and find out how much of those they have. And if it's, a super talented guy, and then I have a strong belief in myself and people around me and my staff and Doug and his coaching staff that if one or two are not fully formed yet, we can help in those areas to form them.
So
was he talking about more so like prospects, not like guys that would come to the team in free agency?
He mentioned the young players, but my takeaway from that, as I'm like trying to collect the thoughts on all of it, my takeaway from all that is that when we're looking at the guys that he's targeting or bringing in, stop trying to force them to check all the boxes. Or if someone doesn't check one or two of the boxes, don't just write them off. And there are a number of guys on this roster now that check like half of the boxes, but miss the other half or need to develop the other half. And Scott Perry's letting it be known, like I'm not only prioritizing guys that are 5 for 6 or 6 for 6 on the pillars. Because if that's the case, then you're significantly shrinking what you're looking for, or you're shrinking. Now, you still have to have the guys that fit your standard and fit the way that you want to play. And I look at those pillars as just very specific terms to describe how the Sacramento Kings want to play, which is physicality, defense, aggression. I think the number one thing that's most important to the Sacramento Kings in their roster construction is putting together a group that's just going to outwork you. They're just going to fight.
100%.
They're going to that's what Scott Perry and Doug Christie want.
Yeah.
They want a group that's just going to fight. That's going to look, not physically, but just look at the other side and go, you're not standing in our way. You're not going to beat us. Like, that's what they're looking for.
Right.
So, however the talent fits into that, or the attitude, the mindset fits into that, they're not going to find guys that are all 6 for 6 on the pillars. But if they check those boxes, the fight specifically, if they check that box, then they should be on Scott Perry's radar. That's my interpretation of it.
So I look at this in two different ways. So when Scott Perry is talking about fitting the 6 pillars, I think when he says, they don't have to match everyone, like they could be missing 2 parts of that. And as long as, I've got my staff here with Doug Christie who can help kind of develop those characteristics or those, things about their game specifically, I feel confident in that. Now, that's mostly speaking to guys they're bringing in as young guys, right? As guys they're going to draft. You clearly just saw it with the guys they just drafted and where they can mold them a little. Where I think this can get interesting is you can't just build your team through the draft. Like, you can build a chunk of it, but we're probably going to see there's going to be guys that are brought in like there are every year in free agents.
Trades.
And so where does that match with a guy like Ja Morant? Right, where we see pillars with Ja, and we might be like saying, Ja's definitely missing some pillars. But is that going to be something that they are okay with? Because Ja's also a dog that ain't going to be taught new tricks when he arrives in a place, if he arrived in a place like Sacramento, right? And I'm using Ja as an example because he's been linked to them. But that will be interesting to see with the guys that they bring in free agency, how much they're willing to really, if they're willing to work with that.
And I think that was the root of Dave's question is it's, okay, you want to field a team that ultimately fits those pillars and fits that identity better. Like we should not, by training camp, look at this roster and still go, I don't think, from what we know as these players, I don't think that makes sense for how the Kings, that's how we felt going into this season. It's like, Doug wants to pick up 94 feet defensively and they want to be defensive first. And then we looked at this roster and went, okay, that ain't going to happen. That can't be the case again. Or at the very least, it should be significantly better to start this upcoming training camp than it was last training camp.
Right.
So, but when it comes to top talent, when it comes to the main guys, where are you willing to bend, but not break on the pillars, but where are you willing to bend a little bit to get the talent or the guy that suddenly becomes available in the building that you like, but maybe isn't the perfect fit for what you're trying to do. And maybe John Morant is a good example of that. So that I'm curious how Scott approaches that, and I'm glad Scott at least laid that out a little bit. Scott, of course, also touched on Doug Christie's energy, his leadership, and why those two things played a massive factor in him at least keeping his job for the time being going into next season.
One thing I learned about Doug is the same person each and every day. And again, you learn a lot about people even more when you're going through adverse times. And, when you're losing the number of games that we lost this year. But Doug's energy, his passion, it never waned. And so regardless of what happened the night before, that high energy, very inclusive personality and just ready to attack the next day, that was very evident. Also learned a lot about his work ethic as a coach. And me, as a former coach, I coached 13 years. I know how much time goes into the job, how much sacrifice that you make really personally, because you're not around your family as much. You're always watching film. You're worrying about what can you do to put all your players in the very best position to succeed. And then on top of that, for him as a first-year coach, dealing with what we talked about at the beginning of the show, the amount of injuries. So he was always on a moving train in terms of roster. We had 34 different starting combinations this year. So just his approach and willingness to, basically take a punch, rebound, and then keep that energy every day coming into practice, I thought was very important in keeping our group together, because even the season didn't turn out the way we wanted it to turn out, the group never gave up or gave in, and they stayed together. And I think that's a testament, to not only his leadership, but also some of the veteran guys and our young guys on the team to keep it together and just understand that's what you have to do, because eventually things will turn if you keep the right attitude and the right approach. And, Doug obviously led that charge this year.
I really appreciate the fact that the Kings didn't drag their feet on this. I'm glad they removed the speculation immediately. Doug's going to stick around. We can continue to work together towards our approach to the draft and so on and so forth. So at least we got that question answered right off the jump. Time will tell if that was the right answer to the question or not, the right decision, but at least that's one decision out of the way. We'll get back to Sacramento Kings talk coming up at noon during the lunch break, where we will dive into the old point guard position for the Sacramento Kings. And does it just make the most sense for the Kings? Is it the plan to draft their point guard of the future? And if they don't, well then, how do they get that point guard? We'll discuss that coming up at noon when we get back to Kings Talk. We'll take the break, though, right now. When we come back, sticking with the NBA, with how good these play-in games have been, is it a sign that we overreacted too much to all of the off-court issues and drama and problems with the NBA, or is what the NBA hoped would happen happening, where it's already being brushed under the rug a little bit? Kayla and I will discuss that with the playoffs looming for the NBA right around the corner. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
The other guys must think you failed math. Get this huge discount. Then the fine print hits you with $5,200 in mandatory ads. It's adorable in a scammy kind of way. At Hoblet, we skip the tricks. The price you see is the price you actually pay. What a wild concept, huh? Hoblet, family owned 77 years. Experience the difference online at hobletdodge.com.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
Saturday, April 18th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her and thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
It's funny, a week ago, we were talking about, man, Adam Silver and the NBA, they are desperate for the postseason. They are desperate for the season to end. With all the tanking conversations, of course, it ended with a bang, too, with the NBA investigating the Sacramento Kings via public pressure for a intentional foul of Seth Curry at the end of a Kings-Warriors game, to all the talk about tanking. Before that, the fines handed out to teams like the Indiana Pacers and Utah Jazz, which didn't change anything. They just kept doing what they were doing. The scandal with Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and betting. The scandal of at the beginning of the season with the aspiration trees or whatever the hell it's called, and paying Kawhi Leonard at the table in L.A., the same place, the Intuit Dome that they were hosting the All-Star break or All-Star game. You had Adam Silver's very dumb comments about streaming services, and if you can't watch your favorite team play, you can just go watch highlights on YouTube. There's been a lot about this season that has not been great for the NBA, to say the very least.
Yeah, it's been a difficult season in terms of keeping the attention on the game. And it's hard in a long season like NBA, like NHL, like MLB. It's not like the NFL where they play once a week. Right? It's 2 to 3 times a week, and it's a lot of games. And it's very easy then to get off track. Because usually the games during the regular season, while there can be some really good matchups and some really good games, for the most part, you can get distracted really easy.
You'll hit the lulls.
And there was definitely times this season where Adam Silver was probably like, can it please be the postseason? Because I don't want to deal with that. And unfortunately, when they got a break during the trade deadline time, unfortunately, because Giannis did not set that whole spark and ignite the fire, it became even more of a distraction. And then we were on the whole point being like, now no one's spending money, no one wants to do anything, there's no trades happening. So it was like everything that could have maybe even like twisted it back in a direction of positivity, it became negative again.
And that Giannis thing took on a life of its own too, because then it became the NBA had to kind of investigate the Bucks because the Bucks didn't want Giannis to play, and Giannis said he wanted to play, and the Bucks are saying he hasn't done enough to be able to be cleared to play. It just became a mess, man. And all the conversation, the vast majority of the conversation this NBA season didn't really have to do with basketball.
No.
It just had to do with all these changes that the NBA needs to make. Oh, we didn't even bring up the 65-game rule.
Oh, yeah,
and
that
players
became
getting
a thing.
pissed off at that because players getting injured. And we even talked about when Yahoo put out the percentage of how many games, nationally televised games featuring All-Stars, how many games the All-Stars, all the All-Stars actually were available to play in. And we very rarely actually got the best version of the Spurs versus the best version of the Thunder because someone's always hurt.
Right.
Right? So it's been a nightmare of the season for the NBA. And we were thinking, but we've always looked at the playoffs as, but these playoffs are going to be really good. Right? The play-in or the in-season tournament showed us that Spurs Thunder, juicy. The playoffs last year showed us that Timberwolves Nuggets, juicy. And we're at least getting that first one. If we get Spurs Thunder, it's going to be in the Western Conference Finals, which we're all hoping for.
It's going to be wild.
And now we have these play-in games where the conversation going into the play-in was, do the 10th seed teams even want to win? Because wouldn't it be better for them to secure draft lottery odds? And then you have the Golden State Warriors ball out the way that they did last night as a 10th seed to knock out the Clippers. You had the Charlotte Hornets and I already forgot who they were playing. Who the hell did they beat? Miami.
No, Miami.
That game went down to the wire where it didn't look like either of those teams gave a damn about draft lottery odds because the players and coaches actually don't. So here you have the NBA already starting to show like, we're back to basketball. See, it's good. See, it's good. And Adam Silver's probably watching those games the last couple nights going, yes, yes, good. And then when Prime Video dropped out in the Charlotte game, he went, no.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, God,
At least
please,
it wasn't
no.
the whole game.
Someone's getting fired.
Right.
The point is, though, with all the tanking that's been going on, and I know like this was the first time in history that 6 teams had 55-plus losses or something like that, this was a bad year. Changes have to be made. But Jason Ross has always asked the question of how much is this just overreacting to an extreme season versus how much of this change actually needs to happen. And I wonder, now that we're focusing on basketball again, and the basketball's been really good so far, I wonder if it's changing people's tune of maybe the league's not in as bad of a spot as it felt like they were even as early as a week ago.
But do we put that into 2 categories almost? Do we put that into the categories of those who are diehard NBA fans, those of us who cover the NBA on a night-to-night basis? Like, we are watching regardless, right? Because that's what we do. So I'm looking at it also as like, how many of those people, though, that are casual NBA fans that hear about all this stuff secondhand or on social media, they're not really watching the games during the regular season, and now they're seeing it and they're like, oh, this is great. We're tuning into the postseason. I've had people come up to me in the last couple of days that are friends of friends, or, my girlfriend's husbands are like, oh, like, husbands' girlfriends are like, or husbands' wives are like, oh, we're watching this because my husband has it on, you know? Like, so I feel like they're tuning in right now because they're like, it's actually good basketball. We have to tune in all the time. Is it just something where we're going to have to separate sometimes? Just say like the regular season is just, it is what it is. There's going to be distractions at points. But as long as we know you're going to get to that postseason and you're going to get eyes on the postseason, that's what matters. Because I don't know if we can continue to fix every single problem every single year because it's such a long, drawn-out season.
Again, there's no question that some things need to be addressed because we can't
I'm not saying that there's nothing that needs to not be fixed.
But I think what you're touching on is the casual basketball fan or the casual viewer doesn't know or care about draft lottery odds and who's tanking or not, because when it gets to the playoffs, they turn on their game and they're entertained by Steph Curry hitting threes and Draymond versus Kawhi and how these games have gone, and then they think, oh, this is basketball, this is great, this is fine. And I think funny enough, kind of goes back to what Adam Silver was saying at the beginning of the season when he was asked about streaming. Sometimes it feels like the NBA prioritizes the casual viewer more than the actual basketball fan, because the actual basketball fan is the one going, I want to watch my team 82 times a year, and you're making it more difficult for me. And Adam Silver's telling them, oh, just watch YouTube like a normal casual fan does. So I think real basketball fans, real NBA fans, and I don't use real to be insulting. I just mean the ones that are locked in to the NBA season.
Yeah.
They are very aware of the state of the league.
Yes.
But the casual basketball viewer who probably hasn't watched more than, there's a primetime game between the Lakers and whoever the hell. Okay, I'll pay attention to that a little bit. But now I'm watching the play-in tournament because these are the only games on, and in my mind, this is postseason basketball. Those people are being treated to the best that the NBA has to offer right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think there has been some overreaction to the problems of the league, and I don't think it should have taken precedent over actual basketball as much as it did and drowned out all the good that came from this basketball season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that noise was so loud to where it can't be brushed under the rug by a 9-10 Clippers Warriors play-in game.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you look at, the problems that do need to be fixed, the top of it, and it's already been told by Adam Silver, is the lottery, right? Mm-hmm. And he's put out some of the suggestions, and I do believe it will be in effect next year.
Yeah.
Do you think even that part getting, well, we're saying it could be fit. We don't know
fixed,
if it's going to be
adjusted.
Fixed. But do you think that just alone, the whole tanking thing could at least shut down a big chunk of what the negativity or the distraction have been in the regular season?
If it creates less bad teams, then yes, which means more compelling games, then I would say yes, because it becomes just overall less of a story. Because we were staring tanking in the face this entire season, and teams were so blatantly doing it that they didn't care.
Right. And of course, we were in the mix, not of deliberately tanking, but because the Kings were not good.
So we were hyper-focused
on it. Absolutely.
But I think, this is a weird way to answer your question, but opening night of the NBA is probably going to feature a team that was in the NBA Finals, the team that usually is the champion, it's their ring ceremony, versus maybe their biggest rival or just another matchup, because the NBA always likes to open up with a bang.
I get it.
And the casual fan is going to tune into that game and probably have no idea they made any changes to anything tanking. Have no idea. Because hopefully that game delivers in terms of basketball.
Right.
But those of us who are in the trenches, man, we know that the NBA's got a lot of changes to make, and there's a very good chance that all these changes they implement are going to create their own problems that we've never even heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on, I guess, how dedicated a viewer you are. I always go back to the comments of Kevin Durant, do basketball fans really even love basketball, or do NBA fans really even love basketball? I get what he's trying to say. The game needs to be fixed, and certain things about the game definitely need to be fixed so that you don't have a whole third of the league that just doesn't give a you-know-what.
Well, by the way, they're adding 2 teams.
True. Yeah, well, not this year, but expansion draft is coming.
It's coming.
But the top of the league is still so freaking good that I think it's going to be a relief for all of us. I know I'm looking forward to just watching really good basketball again. I think we're all starved for it.
Yeah, it's been, and like I said, the appetizers for the play-in games have lived up, for the most part, almost every one of them have lived up to what we expected it to be, and that's not even the playoffs yet. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a spark in people's interest that are non-NBA crazy people, just a casual viewer. I think there's going to be a lot of people tuned in because there are some good storylines, there's some good teams, there's some big names. Mm-hmm. As much as I don't think Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors are going to go that far, man, does it help the league.
There's a lot of people that tune in to watch them.
By the way, there's another thing. Steph was gone for 20-plus games.
Yeah. That's part of it.
I mean, the casual viewer, I know, you guys might roll your eyes because I get it. It's Golden State. But, the casual viewer knows Steph and will tune in if it's on a broadcast to watch Steph. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Yeah. So, he was hurt.
Drew Down makes an interesting point, too, in the YouTube comment section. He says the apron system has been hurting the league, and the apron system has also led to a lot of these tanking things because teams have to build through the draft because of the way the apron system exists. And I think the apron system has really hurt the league because where is the league at its most popular? It's with trades and with player movement. And the apron system has limited the amount of trades and player movement that can go on. I get it's for competitive balance sake, but when you remove that kind of fantasy general manager element that's easier to play in basketball than it is in baseball or football because there's less rules and less players, you lose a lot of that fan base that watches it for that drama and for those reasons. So NBA's got a lot of work to do, but I think we're all of us relieved that we're watching good playoff, meaningful, exciting basketball again, and these play-in games so far have been fantastic to start. We'll take the break. When we come back, it is time to pick a side before our lunch break, where we'll dive into the point guard position for the Sacramento Kings. Does it just make the most sense for them to just draft a point guard in this draft and go that route? We'll discuss as Matt and Kayla continues here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded one new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear? Well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Now through May 3rd at Big O Tires. Get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Book your appointment online today. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O dealer for pricing.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Yes, indeed, it is time to pick a side. A plethora of sports topics for us to at least bring some sort of opinion on. And
well, sometimes they're not sports topics.
Yeah, I was going to say, every once in a while, Kayla will throw her other topics in there. And honestly, those end up being the most fun ones, to be honest with you. And we do have one of those today. Let's see if we have enough time to get to. Kyle Ledbetter is out today, so Anthony is taking over.
Welcome.
Anthony, hop in this pick a side, man. What's going on?
All right. New Jersey governor says that FIFA should pay extra transportation fee for the World Cup. Do you agree? They're usually $12 to get to the stadium via public transit. New Jersey Transit wants to make it $100.
Are you kidding me?
It's not even cheap. Like, parking is stupid, and now just to, like,
What?
get there is stupid.
Like, the point of public transit, which I've been on in New York, by the way, it's great, the subway system. The point of it is it's cheaper, right?
It's affordable.
You don't have cars there. If you do, you barely use it. The tickets already for those matches in that area
At MetLife Stadium?
Holy
Yes.
crap, they are through the freaking roof.
It's just greed, man.
So then you're going to say, oh, by the way, we want to get even greedier and we want to put the ticket price up to $100 when it's $12. Get out of here. So the New Jersey governor, I agree with this here 100%. They're asking FIFA to pay for, or at least partially pay for, if this does happen, these spectators' tickets on the subway, which they should. Ridiculous.
I'm already I think I'm reserved to the feeling. I think this World Cup's going to be a disaster. I
I'm
don't think
getting
it's
more
gonna be
and more
good.
of a bad feeling.
And I'm hoping the soccer is good, or the football, depending upon where you're
Football.
from. I'm hoping it's good because it's the World Cup. But I think this World Cup is going to be plagued with these kind of stories. Greed, politics, fans being priced out of being able to see their country play, or having... there's already been stories coming out of like the tickets that FIFA originally sold. They misrepresented where those tickets were, and after people bought those tickets, they then realized that their tickets being sold in the areas that they thought that they were sitting for a higher price, so they're actually not sitting where they thought that they were sitting. It's all just a cash grab, money grab.
And it takes away from the excitement and celebration of the World Cup
and it's
coming to the U.S.
It's embarrassing for this country. And no, all politics aside, this has nothing to do with politics. This is freaking embarrassing. It's the biggest soccer tournament in the world. It is arguably the biggest sporting event in the world. And it's here. You're hosting it. Mm-hmm. And the entire thing is being overrun by all this greed and nonsense. It's just totally embarrassing by a country who usually embarrasses themselves on the pitch. Now they're embarrassing themselves off of
when it comes to hosting it.
It's ridiculous.
Well, and Anthony, I know you made the point when you came here in the break, and you said it's even worse because it's really not like expensive like this at other sites, right?
Never.
Yeah, no other country has ever had this problem. They normally have sliding scales, like kind of if you go to Disneyland, you're from California, you get a little discount kind of thing. Like, they normally do that at other countries so that, like, actual soccer fans can go, and it's not just going to be a social media thing.
Suits ruining sports. I hate it.
Jeez.
So that's bad, but also, why are we upping the transit fee to $100?
I don't know. That's insanity, dude.
I don't know who should pay for this, but why does it cost that much?
Because everybody's just trying to grab the piece of the pie, because it's just a bunch of rich people somewhere just going, get me some.
Get me some, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take advantage.
All
this
ridiculous.
is what it's all about. All right, next question, Anthony.
There are reports that the LIV tournament is on the verge of falling apart. Is LIV around next year?
Oof.
Well, it's not doing great right now.
Yeah, the reports came out, I think, yesterday. Now, LIV came back and said, we're very much going to be operating this year. We've already seen some of the PGA guys go back to the PGA Tour after going to LIV. I think at some point it will dissolve. Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't watch the LIV Tour.
I don't either.
I've a couple times on the CW, I've tuned in. It's too different for me. I don't see the passion behind it.
Yep. It's a money grab. It was a big money grab.
And I get it. The players got a boatload of money to go and play.
Don't
like,
blame
to each
them.
is your own. But now I think you realize, okay, the PGA is where it's at. You know, it's what was built here, and we very much, if even you're the casual golfer, you're going to tune into the majors and all that stuff, and even big tournaments. So I think it will. I think by the time that next year rolls around in the new season, I think it's dissolved.
Yeah, my gut feeling is with you. I think this was a very expensive and polarizing experiment. I think it's a failure. And I mean, when I'm not a diehard golf fan, I'm very much a casual golf fan that tunes in, especially for majors and things like that. But will watch, but is not like locked into what's going on. In my sports ecosystem, when I think of golf, I think of the PGA.
Yeah.
The PGA is synonymous with golf.
The majors, the bigger events.
LIV is not. LIV is like, LIV to me and this is pretty disrespectful, but it kind of is what it is. Live to me is the UFL compared to the NFL. It just doesn't I don't care. It's like this sideshow. It's the Big 3 league that Ice Cube runs for basketball. It just doesn't matter. And they tried something. Good for them. Hope they recuperated some of that money. They didn't. It's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Let it go.
Anthony, you think?
Yeah, there's no way. They lose more money every event.
I think so, too.
Every single event. They just go further and further under. All right. NBC Sunday Night Baseball is using rotating former players with no broadcasting experience. Should they change this?
Depends on the players, I think.
Here's the problem with that, though. That's the problem. Depends on the players. Once in every 5 guys, you get a guy that is like, okay, we can see this guy being someone who understands the broadcasting part, how to work with your partner. I think it's Benetti who does the play-by-play.
Okay.
Is that his? He's done it for a long time in terms of MLB calling games.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird for him too, because when you're randomly rotating an analyst in with you, I get it. Those names can attract viewership, but when they're not good, and a lot of these, all these guys, none of them have had really broadcasting backgrounds. A lot of them, I think Corey Kluber was on the broadcast the other night. It got emotional at times. Sometimes, I just think if you're gonna do this whole Sunday Night Baseball thing, like NBC has, then do it the right way. And you can hire some former players that can be analysts, but just make them your steady eddies and make sure they grow with your main play-by-play guy. Because otherwise, that just gets awkward, and I don't know. Again, you can't just walk off of the field or off the hardwood and be a broadcaster. That's not how it works.
I agree. I do think, though, baseball can get away with this compared to any other sport because there is just so much downtime in baseball where you can tell stories.
Yeah,
you can have
I get what you're saying.
Conversations. So I don't think a player has to be a trained broadcaster to be able to answer questions and tell stories. Hey, what was that like when you faced this guy? Or what do you remember about playing in Pittsburgh? Or just stuff like that. To where, again, baseball, I think you can be a little more lenient. This could never work for the NBA. Could absolutely never work for the NFL because there's too much going on and too much to break down and too much action. But in baseball, so I'm thinking A's, right? Okay, the A's are on Sunday Night Baseball, and they bring Eric Chavez into the booth, who's one of my favorite third basemen of all time. Or they bring Mark McGwire into the booth. Okay, I don't know if any of those guys can talk or broadcast or do anything, but I know, okay, for a game, I get to hear Mark McGwire tell a story or talk about what his experience was like.
Because, for me, I think of it in a broadcasting point of view where, and I know that, that's not what most people think of it in. It's not fair if I had someone coming in every Sunday Night Baseball with me when I'm the play-by-play person, and I got to figure out how they work every single time. Every Sunday, it's a new rotating crew.
Yeah.
That's just difficult.
I would ask for more money to figure that out. That's for sure.
I think it's Jason Benetti.
Jason Benetti.
Baseball can get away with it, I think. So I'm okay with them experimenting with it. I'm also not locked into Sunday Night Baseball the way I am Sunday Night Football or primetime NBA games. So maybe I'm a little more lenient on it. But I grew up listening to baseball on the radio, Ken Korak and with Ray Fosse or just with all these different guys. And it's just stories.
Yeah.
And they just tell you stories.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that from the Sunday Night Baseball standpoint. I also I didn't think Barry Bonds was that bad on the Netflix thing, but I understand some people were like, this is distracting. I just want to watch freaking baseball. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But for me, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Anthony?
I think Kayla's absolutely right. I think that there's something unfair about it. I think that what Amazon did with basketball, I know that they had the technical difficulties, but I think bringing in all those guys who had no broadcasting experience, but they're the same crew and they're learning how to do it together and they have pros with them.
Yeah.
Kevin Harlan's still there. They really have a good crew of real broadcasters around them so that they learn how to get that flow going. And then you can do guests whenever you want.
Exactly. Because
one inning, have someone in there and they can tell a story and that's a really good set. But I like some consistency in my broadcast.
Yeah. By the way, Candace Parker, I thought was
very good.
I love Candace. I've been familiar with her she's from
great.
Tennessee area, but God, she's so good.
And Kevin Harlan's voice is just synonymous with perfection.
Kevin's just Kevin.
That man can
He's
talk
so
about
good.
anything and I'm in.
Yeah.
We'll take the break. When we come back, we got something to talk about. The point guard position with the Sacramento Kings. Once again, it's a major question mark going into the summertime. Does drafting a point guard make the most sense for the Kings? Seems like an obvious path that they could take, but talent versus position, of course. We'll talk about that, break that down, and also, well, seems like the Kings are at least rumored to be in the mix or hovering around for Ja Morant this summer. We'll discuss it all in the lunch break. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-7098. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
Lunch break time. If you want to be a part of the show, well, we'd love to have you because, well, curious people's thoughts on this conversation we're about to have involving the Sacramento Kings and their point guard position. Call in 916-339-1140. You can text in that same number. Of course, our YouTube comment section. Hop in over there. Be a part of the show over there. The San Francisco Giants are 2 outs away from snapping their losing streak, getting a win in Cincinnati. They're up 3-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning. A's baseball about to get going here. The A's playing the Texas Rangers. They're in the Kelly Greens today. Oh, best.
Looks pretty out there, too. Looks like a great day for afternoon baseball.
Beautiful day. And we're stuck in here.
I know. I can see at least a glimpse of like sunlight coming through this little slice of a window. So
just all of our cobwebs.
Yeah, that's mostly what we see.
Just cobweb central over there.
Exactly.
But
knock this whole thing out and make it a window.
If you're on your way to Sutter Health Park for A's baseball today, hey,
bring us out there with you. We'll do the show.
Just take a picture, send it to us or something. Let us live vicariously through you a little bit, because it looks like a beautiful day out there for baseball, and we appreciate you spending your Thursday afternoon with us here on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports. On the Drive Guys yesterday, Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles were talking a lot about the point guard position. Mm-hmm. And the conversation was around like how essential that position is. We know how important it is and how much the Kings should be prioritizing it. Alan Stiles also brought up the conversation of the mentorship element of the point guard position and how important it is to keep a Russell Westbrook around. Is it even that important to keep a Russell Westbrook around to mentor either that future point guard or whatever rookie that you bring in to build off of some of the momentum that he provided as a mentor this season in Sacramento? Lots of stuff, lots of really good conversation on the Drive Guys, and of course that'll continue today as they take over for us beginning at 2 o'clock. But yeah, Doug Christie say right away yesterday in his exit interviews when asked by Tristy Rodriguez about priorities for this offseason, point guard.
Yeah.
And Scott Perry was asked also about the point guard position, and Scott was a little more we need to address a lot of things. But yeah, of course, point guard's important. Whitey had, I don't know if this was a theory of his or if he's kind of floating out there this idea that maybe the Sacramento Kings were okay with winning games towards the end of the season and using that to build towards the future with their young guys here because they like the point guards in this draft, and they know those point guards are ranged to go anywhere 4 through 8 or 9, right?
Sure.
Not necessarily in the top 3. And if the Kings really like a point guard, like I reported a couple months ago that they really, really like Darius Acuff Jr., well, I don't think Darius Acuff Jr. is going top 3, do you? Maybe the Kings are like, okay, then we don't mind draft lottery. If we get lucky and we end up, oh, darn, we have to take A.J. DeBonsa, oh, darn, then great. But if not, we like the point guards. We want to go point guard in this draft. So we end up at 5. Hopefully Acuff's there. If not, we go Flemings or we go Wagler or somebody else.
Yeah.
We want to go point guard in this draft. And it makes sense. The Sacramento Kings clearly value the point guard position. They know they need a point guard of the future. They need a long-term option. They're looking for star power. And like we talked about in the first segment, you look at what Tyrese Maxey does in Philly, look what Steph Curry does in Golden State. I understand in Steph's case, we're talking about one of the greatest players of all time. But there still is a tremendous amount of value in today's NBA to have your point guard be your star. And they don't necessarily have to be 6'6" like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to be the perfect
most of the time,
point guard.
they're not going to be.
Right.
Let's be honest.
So the question is it depends on where you pick and who's available at that spot. But blanket statement-wise, does it make the most sense for the Sacramento Kings to prioritize or for the plan to be we're going to look point guard in this draft because we think it can check, depending upon where we're picking, both boxes of the position of need and the best player available because of how deep, in theory, the point guard position is in this draft?
Well, first of all, let me address when Doug answered the question, and Doug just didn't say we need a point guard. Doug went into this whole spiel about they're the quarterback of the offense. They're, you build around. He went into a whole spiel about how important a point guard is. Mm-hmm. And even though Scott Perry did the whole we want to take best player available and la la la, that was more to me GM speak because we know what Scott Perry had in mind when he entered this job. We got to get a point guard. And he signed not 1, but 2. So we know it's important, and we know that the point guards here, there's really not going to be any left, really, because we don't know if they're going to sign Westbrook. Even if they do, he's not the point guard of the future. There's no more Dennis Schroeder. He was traded away. It's an issue still.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can go possibly get a guy like Ja Morant, but again, is that the pillar? Is that filling most pillars? There's a lot of risks involved. The injury risk is involved. How long can he be your guy? There's too many questions for me with a guy like Ja Morant. When right in front of you, smack dab in front of you, there are at least 3 point guards that are doable in terms of being your guys for the future. One in particular who I've been harping about for the last 2 months, and Darius Acuff. And yes, I know the downside and all that stuff. They know that too.
Sure. They know better than us.
They know better than us. But if that is a guy that they have already, someone has already told you, your source has told you they're interested in, despite the defensive kind of questions about him, then it makes me very much believe that if they are at that at least 5 spot, a guy like Acuff is very much going to be someone that they'll go after. And they're going to then say, hey, look, we'll go get our point guard of the future. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you right now, that is a guy you can build around.
So here's where I'm stuck, though. Are they looking for their point guard of the future, or are they looking for their franchise star? Now,
maybe they consider
the answer could be both.
Right.
They could believe that Acuff has the chance to be both, or Wagler or any of these point guards have the chance to be both.
Right.
But that's where I think my approach is different to others, or the Kings' potential approach. Mm-hmm. And this is all speculation. We don't know for sure. Like, the idea of we're okay falling in the draft because we want the point guard position.
Now, they haven't said that.
No, but this idea that they're willing to take that risk because they like the depth at point guard. Mm-hmm. Again, you're right. They haven't said this. But that to me is crazy considering, and I understand I'm putting a lot of pressure on this draft by saying the Kings need their franchise star in this draft. Sure. They need to come out of this draft with their number one guy. I see the potential with Acuff because of his shooting. I don't see the star potential in Kingston Flemings. I see a really, really good point guard. Keaton Wagler is kind of the same thing. Michael Brown Jr., kind of the same thing. Like, out of all the point guards, Darius Acuff Jr., almost said Darius Garland. Darius Acuff Jr. is the only one out of that group that I'm like, because of the shooting, I see superstar potential.
Yeah.
So, is it then Acuff or bust? I don't think the point guard position, getting a good point guard is not more important to me than getting a franchise star.
Yeah, I get that, but they might not have a choice, Matt.
Sure.
And that's where I think just because they've expressed, well, Doug specifically expressed the importance of a point guard does not mean that is what they're going to do if they get 1 through 4 specifically.
Right.
I think even Caleb Wilson would go before them taking a point guard like Darius if they go 1 through 4, right? Or if they fall to 4 or something.
Yep.
I think they'll still go with a guy like Caleb Wilson. But I think they're preparing, and the mindset is if they truly do fall to that 5 spot, there is a very good chance Acuff could be there.
So what you're saying is it's we hope to get a top 4 and take the best player out of that top 4. But a damn good consolation prize is, oh no, we get what we believe our point guard of the future.
Correct. And I'm saying right now, I don't think if it was between Acuff and a Darren Peterson, while Peterson might be the sexier pick, could be more of a franchise star, when you look at him as the full picture, I think they'd still take Darius Acuff when it comes to those two.
Maybe. I have no idea, but you could be right. I guess my question is, and the point guard position has nothing to do with this. This just has everything to do with my approach to this draft. If you don't get your franchise star now, then win. And that's an completely unknown hypothetical because we're all basing our understanding of next year being a weak draft class based off of people saying that. But when you're comparing next year's draft class to this year's draft class,
that's easy to say.
Of course it's going to be a drop-off.
Right.
There's no reason to believe that there won't potentially be a franchise caliber star out there that the Kings could go and get a year from now. I get that. But this is the draft that's screaming at you superstar talent or potential franchise-altering talent. And then this goes back to the tanking conversation of could you have done a better job to lose games to give yourself better odds to ultimately get that talent. I like the mindset that you brought up. I like the freedom. If you were if Scott Perry were sitting in your seat, and he said, and mics weren't on, cameras weren't on, it was just the two of us talking, and he said, this is what we thought. This was our approach. We sat in a room, and we talked about tanking, and we talked about the top of the draft, and we decided that trying to win games at the end of the season and build our self momentum for the offseason and get Max to look good, get Neek to get more comfortable, get Dylan to look more comfortable, at the risk of falling in the draft was more worth it to us because if we get lucky, great.
Yeah.
If we don't, well, we'll get the point guard that we've been looking for long term. If Scott were to tell me that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can get behind that. I just think the Kings need a star, and I don't know how many. I see one potential star out of those point guards. That's just me, though.
Well, I do too, though. And that's why I do believe, it would be tricky if they fell any further and someone took Acuff right before that, like, I don't know what to tell. I mean, they've got to have 4 or 5 backup plans because it could truly go any way, right? And I do believe, again, that Acuff, I know that I'm going to have people disagreeing with me because of the defense. I get it, you guys. I know he's a smaller guard. I think he has star potential. I think he has star potential.
He can shoot. He can play.
He's a dog. He makes his players better. He can uplift a team. Like, that is what I believe. I truly do. And so I don't think they would be like devastated if they fell to 5 and got him. And then, okay, yeah, it does kind of help solve the point guard situation. And then I truly believe they could think he could become a star.
Yeah. And we don't know how they feel about the other point guards.
We don't. And maybe they do. Maybe they think Kingston Flemings is a star. Sure. I truly think it's more of an Acuff that is, with the full embodiment of him. Mm-hmm. But they could think it's somebody else. They could think it's Wagler. I don't know.
I just can't get past the unknown of, if not now, then when. Like, if you get your point guard and you feel good about the point guard position going forward, that's very important. We got our quarterback. Yeah. We got our guy that is going to run our offense. The point guard does not have to be your best player. It's helpful if they are, but they don't have to be your best player if they're a damn good point guard and understand their role. Okay, so that point guard is coming in and setting up Maxime Reynaud. Okay, well, that's short-term thinking. Mm-hmm. Matt, what's long-term thinking? Are you hoping to finally address that wing problem later? Or are you still holding on to hope that Keegan Murray can be more of an offensive threat that he is?
Right.
Are you...
There's still a lot of questions.
Are you opening the door to a trade 2 years from now when a 26-year-old wing becomes available and you throw first-round picks at him to bring him in, or free up? You get to this magical 2027 offseason where all this money's opened up and now suddenly Sacramento's going to become a free agency destination. I'm just very skeptical. Yeah. The draft is the way to build, and if the Kings get a point guard not named Darius Acuff, I'm intrigued, I'm excited, but I'm skeptical that they found their number one guy. That's just me.
But if it is Acuff,
if it is Acuff, I have hope based off the shooting that he can be that guy. Right. But I still don't know compared to if A.J. DeBonsa or Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer walk across that stage with the Kings draft hat on. They still have to live up to expectations, but I feel like those are 3 potential stars there that the Kings can feel confident for the next 4 years. Yeah. Our job is to build around that dude, and hopefully he lives up to it. If it's Acuff or another point, Acuff might be a little bit different. If Kingston Flemings walks across that stage, I think, okay, we've got a really good point guard going forward, but I'm not building around Kingston Flemings because I don't know how to.
No, I agree with you on that. I think that is specific to the point guard you get and how exciting that would be. But again, I think that the way Scott Perry answered that question yesterday, it did make it more like, at least you're like, okay, that's good that he's saying we're going to go get the best talent available, because I truly feel like that's what they do if they pick 1 through 4, is they go get one of these guys, AJ, Boozer, Wilson. But I'm sorry, guys, I'm taking Acuff over Peterson. There is always been something with me and Peterson, and I'm not going to back down until he proves me wrong.
Sure.
And again, I just don't know if that is a fit here.
Sure.
I think Acuff could be a fit here.
That's for Scott Perry and his team to figure out. Will wants to jump in on the conversation during the lunch break. What up, Will?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
So if we get number 1, it's AJ no matter what.
Sure.
Because AJ is a franchise star. And that's a no-brainer.
Yep.
2, I questionably would go for Wilson.
Yep.
I agree with you about Peterson. He makes me very, very nervous. And we have this problem of way too many 2 guards hanging around the team. And if we get to 3 or 4, I say trade down, get an extra pick, and pick one of those point guards.
Yeah.
At that point, you've solved your major problem of needing a franchise leadership point guard. But you also go down and go get a wing later in the draft and hope you get lucky.
Whatever
you guys think, that's I think the way we go.
Yeah,
thanks,
that's not
Will.
bad.
Thanks, Will, for the call.
Yeah,
I think it's worth a conversation at a later date to dive into, because we've talked about the trading up conversation, and I've said if the Kings end up at 7 or 8, they have to trade up. Maybe in their mind, they're like, well, we'll take whatever the last point guard is available at that spot, which I'd be like,
I don't know if I like that.
I'd be like, I'd be a little scared by that.
I know.
But we never talked about the possibility of if the Kings end up at 3.
Yeah.
And so all this would be done on draft night, by the way. The Kings end up at 3, and let's say the top of their board is the same as the top of mine. It's AJ and Caleb.
Yeah.
Okay, well, If AJ goes number 1, then Darren Peterson goes number 2, then the Kings take Caleb Wilson at 3.
Yep.
Problem solved.
Yep.
But if it goes AJ number 1, Caleb Wilson number 2, and then at number 3, it's Darren Peterson or Cam Boozer, and the Kings are questioning both of those, now maybe they go, okay, now we want to go point guard. We think those two are going to be the next 2 picks. So that means at 5, Caleb or Darius Acuff might be available. Hey, Clippers, let's say, I'm using the Clippers because I love the idea of Indiana losing their pick to the Clippers.
Of course,
at 5.
we got to stay
Hey,
with that.
Clippers, do you guys really could use Cam Boozer right now to help you win right away? We'll trade you 3. You come up and get Cam Boozer. Give us 5 where we'll take Darius Acuff Jr. and give us a future first. Let's call it a day. Like, that's a legitimate scenario that the Kings could pursue. I have no idea if the Clippers would be interested in that. I'm just using that as a hypothetical. I think it's a really interesting conversation. And I actually, I don't know if I completely subscribe to it, but I really like the mindset, again, that you presented, Kayla, which is, if we get lucky, wonderful. If not, we feel like we're going to end up with a good point guard, our future point guard, and we're happy with that. I like that approach. That makes sense to me. And as long as it makes sense, then I'm at least happy with it making sense. I still worry that if you're not walking out of this draft with a guy that you feel like is your franchise player, I just don't know where the Kings get that guy. I don't know where they get him.
No, and it's fair. It's very fair because they're in just such a weird middle ground right now of trying to get rid of what some of their guys that have been, Domantas Sabonis, that guy has been connected to being the face of the Kings or one of the faces of the Kings for a minute here, right? And you're probably on your way. I don't know if it's going to happen this next year, but you're on your way of probably not going to be having him here. And so you need that new face. I think they're comfortable. It could be a guy like Acuff. But it is weird to think if they don't get one of those guys we've mentioned, AJ, Caleb, Boozer, that is still okay, shoot. If we can't get Acuff either, where are we go? Who is that? And Kingston could turn into that or could turn into part of what you're trying to build. And we're not guaranteed that we're not going to get a good pick next. That's never not guaranteed. It's just, you're going to kind of just have to build brick by brick. That stupid saying that, these GMs say all the time. But it is where they're at.
If I was arguing with myself, too, which I do quite often, only child, hello. I had imaginary friends.
I was just going to say, did you have imaginary friends?
I used to play board games with myself.
What was their name or his name?
Well, I had stuffed animals.
Of course.
So I had my stuffed animal growing up was a platypus named Platty.
Oh, there you go.
And I had a little cat named Benny.
All right, see?
I'd play board games with them.
Yeah.
Being an only child sounds sad. It's really not.
It's not. You're like, I'm making myself.
It sounds sad.
Yeah.
It sounds pathetic. It's really
He's
not.
like, I gotta do what I
If you look out the window and you see an only child that's sitting playing by yourself, and you might go, oh, that's so sad. I guarantee you that kid is in a fantasy realm having a great time.
I was just gonna say, they're just more imaginative.
Yeah, we just make up our. You ain't gonna be my friend. I'll make my own.
Exactly.
But if I were arguing with myself, because one of my chief arguments has been, this is a draft that's considered to be strong, so you want to try and get your star in a strong draft. The other side of that argument, Kayla, is, well, this is considered to be a strong point guard draft, so go get your point guard.
That's a good point.
And that might
no pun intended.
That might be the way the Kings are thinking.
Yeah, that's a really good. I don't want to say point again because I was being cheesy.
Really good take. Really good idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're talking point guards.
I'm trying to talk myself into being more open to a point guard. Let's see if Pool Guy Mark feels the same way. What up, Pool Guy Mark?
Yeah, you kind of know how I feel about that. I guess my question is, because I don't want to get into the whole Acuff argument.
Sure.
I guess I think of Fox thinking, to me, a pretty good player in the league. I think anyone would be happy with getting a talent like that. And even Fox was kind of, he was basically saying, hey, the teams in the NBA right now, the best players are wings. I guess that's the only, to me, even if Acuff turns out to be, star, whatever that means, how many real true stars are in the NBA now that are, that size and they're point guards? And like I said, coming from Fox, I'm afraid we're going to be back to where we were. But, I'm open. I just, every time I hear this Acuff stuff, I just I cringe.
It's a
that's my take.
It's a fantastic point.
Let me get back on this a little bit. I think what's hard here though is, okay, we're obviously saying if they're 1 through 3 at least, they're going to go get one of these guys that that you
We
can
think.
Well, we would think.
Right.
I think they are, like an AJ or whatever. But we're not guaranteed 1 through 3.
No.
And if there is a guy, again, Peterson, I'm taking Acuff over Peterson. Peterson is a shooting guard and has his own issues, whatever.
Yep.
And he's not that big. So I'm still taking Acuff at probably 4 if I'm thinking about it. But when it comes down to you're not guaranteed anything. And you have to, in this game, you do have to have a point guard that you can rely on in the future and that can be your guy. And so it's kind of like wanting in one hand and, again, my saying poop in the other. I wish that we could just say we wanted this and we're going to get that.
Sure.
But that's not how it goes when it comes to building a team. You don't get to just hand pick things.
Right. You have to be adaptable. You have to be, because.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would go for AJ and Caleb Wilson before Acuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it depends on the circumstances of where you get. What.
It's just where are we gonna see him pick?
And ultimately, Scott Perry is planning for a bunch of different scenarios already and has been for months, I'm sure.
Did you just move that screen out of the way?
I did, so I could see the baseball game.
Oh, I was like, what does he do? I was
moved
wondering
it so I
why
could see
you
the
moved
A's
the
game better. It was in
screen out
my
of the
way. I got to watch my A's.
Yeah, the A's are just getting it underway here.
Little spoiler for mini seasons, I had to pick against the A's today. I actually have the Rangers in mini seasons, so I hope I lose.
Oh,
I hope I lose because I want the A's to win. The mini seasons are not as important.
You picked the Okay, gotcha.
But I'm locked into this game for sure. I like the point that Pool Guy Mark made though, because even with a star point guard, you need more than one guy, period. But even with a star point guard, it feels like you need to pair them with something versus these do-it-all wings. It's okay, these do-it-all wings are big enough to guard multiple positions, big enough to score whenever they want, right? I'm not saying we've never worried about who Kevin Durant is paired with because he quite literally had to join the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I think we have a good idea that players that are built like Kevin and LeBron, now these are two of the greatest players of all time.
We're acting like these guys are growing on trees.
Right, but that's the point. Those guys, the Kings have not had those guys, period.
So if they're able to go get them, they're going to go get them.
Right. I think Pool Guy Mark's point overall was, though, the Kings should have put themselves in a position.
But you're still not guaranteed that.
Right. But you have better odds.
Yeah.
And that was the whole part of the conversation.
Yeah.
I just don't think you have a better chance to find a star in a wing/forward than you do in a point guard.
No, and
NBA.
I completely get that. I just think because this is such a good draft and because there are maybe a couple guys that could be those future players, it's if we don't go and get those guys, it's the end of the world.
Yep.
It's going to work out or it's going to go in a different direction. I still feel like I have hope in Scott Perry and them that even if they don't get an AJ or they don't get a Caleb Wilson or Boozer, they're going to get someone who they can at least start to build around. And it might not be the only piece. They're going to have to go add another piece next year. And they're going to have to continue to try to hit in the draft. It's not an overnight process.
Right.
But damn, it'd make it easier if you could be the one or two. Pick.
We're going to switch gears to Niners and the NFL draft in the next segment. So really quick, I know we're up against it, but let's get TC in here so he can wrap up this conversation. What up, TC?
Hey, Matt, Kayla, what's up?
What's up, TC?
Hey, so Scott Perry cut it straight yesterday, bro. Him and Doug in that interview said everything that as to me, as Kings fans, as we needed to hear. And Kayla, I agree with you. If we don't get AJ or one of these top guys, we still going to get a stud. I'm still sticking with that. That goes back to me saying that this draft is stacked and it's full of players. Would you guys be mad at this idea? I'm just throwing it out there, right? Say if we fell to 5 or 6, right? And would you guys be mad at selecting Caleb Wilson and then turning around and swapping Zach LaVine for John Morant? How successful would that be?
I don't know if Memphis would be open to that, but I think the Kings would.
Mad. And honestly, I at first was not. I'm not 100% on job coming here, but I'll tell you this much: Jaw benefiting from a fresh environment and a coaching staff that's fresh and players that are new. Maybe that would be what Jaw needed.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% against that. Ja still has health injuries or health issues that I wonder about with the injuries. Like, that's the big question mark with me with Ja is, can he stay healthy to be your productive point guard? That's the biggest thing with Ja with me.
Let's do this. Let's put a pin in that, because the reason why we're talking about Ja is ESPN mentioned the Sacramento Kings in an article about Ja today. Let's put a pin in that. We're going to revisit that conversation tomorrow, get more into the Ja Morant conversation.
Okay.
The reason why I would go for TC's idea is simple.
Okay.
With Zach LaVine here, I know like 99.9% it's not going to work.
Same here.
With Ja Morant, I'm very skeptical, but there's a chance that it could be exactly what the Kings are looking for, or could work out a lot better than Zach LaVine certainly has. We'll take the break. We are way late. When we come back, let's switch gears to football. Mel Kiper's new 2-round mock draft is out. What does he have the Niners doing at 27 and 58, plus the Raiders doing at 36 after they take Fernando Mendoza number 1 overall? And there have been some top 30 visits in San Francisco worth paying attention to. That's all before Kayla's 2-minute drill. It's football time on Sactown Sports.
Whoa. Okay, this one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Wait. The T-Mobile one says families saved over $3,700 versus the other big guys in the past 5 years. And their experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. And a 5-year price guarantee? Oh yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now, or...?
I'm thinking high five.
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. Switch now at T-Mobile.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 among accounts with 3+ voice lines compared to AT&T and Verizon, excluding discounts, credits, and optional charges. See harrisx.com/T-Mobile. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with total game fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total game fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt just got really mad at me.
So wait, so you know the Texas Rangers pitcher?
So I actually interviewed him in his first ever outing with the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Okay.
I was a sideline reporter for Vandy Baseball.
Jack Leiter?
And Jack Leiter's first ever appearance as a pitcher at Vandy and in college, and a win, of course. I interviewed him after the game, and his dad was in the stands, and his dad pitched and everything. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I don't give a damn. I hope the A's run it up on him. I hope
Jack
the
Leiter
A's
fan.
put 10 runs on him in the next inning. I want to see that guy get pulled after 35 pitches. I want to see him crying on his way to the dugout. I cannot wait to watch the Kelly Green beat the living crap out of your favorite pitcher with the Rangers.
I've got two there. I also covered Kumar Rocker.
I don't care about him
he's
either.
there too. So
well, that's kind of cool. Jack Leiter.
Really cool. They also won
nice dude.
the great dude. Him and Kumar also won the Natty together at Vandy the year I covered them.
Well, that's the last thing he's going to win because he's going to lose to the A's today.
So, yeah.
How about that?
I'm not mentioning it again, but it was nice to look up and see Jack on the bump.
I'm going to boo that man now. Boo you, sir. Boo.
I'm on Matt's crap list.
No, again, I picked the Rangers in
I know, you
miniseries
did.
because I had to today.
You really do. By the way, you really need a win, and so do I.
That's a very Frankie Cardicelli thing, by the way. Frankie Cardicelli hedges his bets. He's a diehard Yankees fan, but every game he cares about, he bets against the Yankees. So the Yankees win or he makes money, and he needs help.
He does need help.
He needs help.
That's something that definitely needs to talk through with someone.
That's real fandom. I like that.
I root for the Yankees to make deep playoff runs every year, and I'll tell you why. The deeper the Yankees play, the more into basketball season they play. And when the Yankees are playing at the same time that the Kings are playing, Frankie and Jake Gaden, who's a diehard Yankees fan from CBS 13, they are wrecks, and I love
That's actually pretty fun to watch, probably.
I love it.
Are they watching like their computers and
with
then
the game
on and it's multitasking?
I hope Jake wouldn't mind me telling this story.
Yeah.
It's when the Yankees are in the World Series. And the final out of the World Series. Now, we all knew this game was over.
Sure.
Like, the game was over. I think the Yankees were down, they were down multiple runs at least. I don't remember how much. Like, it was over. And so we're mid-Kings game. And I'm sitting here, Jake Gaden's sitting right next to me, right? CBS 13's Jake Gaden. And Jake is a passionate sports fan. He's from the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
He loves his Patriots.
Absolutely.
He loves his Yankees. He loves the Yukon Huskies.
Yep. Does he like the Celtics?
No.
Okay.
As far as I don't actually, I don't know. But he's very passionate sports fan. So the final out of the World Series happens. Dodgers win. Again, we know this was happening. It's a dead ball. So as quiet as an NBA arena can low-key be, it is. The final out happens. Jake slams the table and goes, F! And just screams the F word. And it was hilarious.
And this is
This is in the Golden One Center above Section 105.
Geez.
And I'm not kidding you, the entire section in front of us all just turns and looks at dude like,
it's like,
what is going on?
It's like that whole no cheering in the press box. It's like no swearing at your team and getting mad at your team in the press box.
Because Frankie doesn't do that. Frankie just goes, it's over, man. It's over.
Yeah.
Everything's over. Everything's done.
But Jake's like
next angry level. Fan, and Frankie's just like doomsday fan.
Exactly.
And it's the best.
That's
I
pretty
love it
fun.
so much because the A's are never in it, so I don't have to sweat.
Well, for now.
But the Yankees, just watching them sweat, it's the best.
Well, the A's are one of the best teams right now in the division. So.
They are. They're going to beat up on your favorite pitcher in the Texas Rangers
Jack
right
Leiter.
now. Let's switch gears to football, shall we?
Yes.
Mel Kiper released his newest 2-round mock draft for both the Raiders and the Niners. Well, all 32 NFL teams. And as usual, there's some interesting things to talk about here. We don't have to talk about number 1 overall. We know what the Raiders are doing. They're going Fernando Mendoza. There's only so much we can say about it. So we'll just gloss over that, right? We know what they're doing.
We do.
The savior is coming.
He even put out a tweet like, see you soon, Raider Nation or something.
Did he?
I just
Fernando
saw
did?
it in social media.
What a king.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just not pretend anymore.
By the way, he's been on every cover of Esquire magazine, Sports Illustrated, and it's just like Fernando posing, and it just cracks me up.
The
I'm
savior of the Raiders, the silver and black.
The next
king.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady's protege is coming.
He's coming to Las Vegas, baby.
Just wait.
Make your bets. Place your bets.
Somewhere Al Davis is dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
In his grave.
Jeez.
But
you said it.
He looked like the Crypt Keeper at the end of his life.
God, Kayla. I mean, you're not wrong.
Prove me wrong.
You're not, but I don't like it.
Remember Tales from the Crypt? I love that.
He's going to haunt you. Al, or Al. I don't know.
Okay.
Al, listen, dude. I didn't do it.
Here's the greatest thing. I've been haunted my whole life. So maybe that brings a different type of energy.
We're not glossing over that. You gotta talk.
Anthony,
I'm the
welcome
type
to the
of
Kayla
person
Anderson experience.
that luck doesn't exist. Luck does not exist.
Oh, you're just unlucky?
Yes. And so maybe I just reverse that with Al.
You, by insulting Al Davis, you're now going to become lucky in life?
Exactly.
You need prayer.
I try
Anthony,
that too.
This is a Kayla thing. You're doing it wrong.
Anthony's getting to know me.
Kayla will say something
I'm
each
off the
show
rails.
that just, you never know. You just never know.
I'm
and she
here
just
for
tries
it.
to
I'm
move
here
past
for
it.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're haunted? Who haunts you?
I don't know. But
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know who haunts me.
Ghost of Grandma?
No, Grandma loved me. Grandma and Grandpa loved me.
Oh, that's
Both
good.
sets.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's from another lifetime.
Grandma and Grandpa's favorite kid over here. We know who that kid is.
I think it's from another
Got
lifetime.
Got all the money.
That's why I said another lifetime. Al comes and blesses me. All right, perfect. Tales from the Crypt.
Now I have visions of
Al
Davis
last days.
being an angel coming down and going, "Here's your bleep, mother bleep. You want to wish? Shut up.
Perfect.
God don't like you. just win, baby."
Oh,
Anyway.
God. Where were we?
I don't know. Mel Kiper's draft. It's off the rails. So we looked up the pronunciation of this name, and I already forgot it.
Okay, I
knew
got
I
it
was
here.
going to.
I got it here.
With the 27th pick, Mel Kiper has the Raiders going offensive tackle out of Arizona State. It is
Max Ihenachor.
Okay.
Max Ihenachor.
Max Ihenachor.
Yes.
Offensive tackle out of Arizona State.
Correct.
So Mel Kiper, in looking at the rest of the first round of his mock draft, is essentially playing out what we talked about a little bit earlier, that more than likely the top edges and safeties will be gone by 27.
Yeah.
So while offensive tackle, like you've talked about, offensive line is not the sexiest thing to do in the first round.
Yeah.
If you're in the back end and there's really good offensive linemen there, just go that route.
Yeah, this one's interesting too with Ihenachor. First of all, I like to do this because if you're a Niners fan that's listening, or just a football fan, with the draft coming up, we didn't do it a lot here because, we're primarily focused on the Kings at the end of the season. But when these guys, and if these guys land in a spot, it's nice for you to know a little bit of the background of who this player is.
Sure.
And a lot of these draft stories are freaking interesting. But Ihenachor is a great story. First of all, played right tackle at Illinois. ASU, excuse me. Played right tackle at ASU. He was born in Nigeria. He moved here when he was 13. But this guy is freaking athletic as can be. He's 325 pounds, but he grew up playing soccer, playing basketball before he ever stepped up on a football field.
Oh, he's agile.
Okay? This man is agile for being 325 pounds. I also like this part about it. He's a dog. He likes to grind because he started in a JUCO in East LA. He went to East LA College, then transferred to ASU, and became obviously the primary right tackle for them. He's got great footwork for, again, being that big. He's a natural athlete. Here's the other thing. I talk about short arms a lot, how I don't like short arms in some positions. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about this guy. He has 34.5-inch arms.
Oh, boy.
This is a big boy in every aspect. Great hips, can rotate. These are all things you want in a tackle. The one thing I wonder about this with him, and by the way, 0 sacks, only allowed 3 quarterback hits in 2025. The only thing I wonder with this, with him primarily being a right tackle at ASU in most of his career, when I look at the Niners, I think immediately who's going to eventually replace Trent Williams. Now, that's not saying that they can put him on the other side, but usually when you're at a position like right, it is a little bit harder to move to left in some ways, but I'm not saying it's impossible to do. If they went and got him, that could possibly be the reason they thought that he could at some point shift to that spot.
Got you.
But again, this is definitely somebody who you could eventually start at that spot. I don't think it happens from the get-go.
Yeah.
But it's a possibility.
Real quick, we got a little bit distracted with the silliness earlier in the segment, so I want to stop and not get to the second round of Mel Kiper's draft for the Raiders and Niners, because while we're still talking about the first round, the Niners had some pretty significant names in for their top 30 workouts, right? Especially when it comes to offensive line options. You want to go over those really quickly?
Yeah, so in terms of the offensive line, let me see. Where did I put my notes on this?
Or we can do it when we come back.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it when we come back, because
Okay.
I have my notes on this. But I know in particular, there's an offensive lineman specifically out of Oregon, who they've had their eye on, and then Caden Proctor out of Alabama.
Yeah, you have Caden Proctor, Alex Harkey, Travis
Yep.
Burke, and Caleb Lamu all got top 30 visits with the 49ers. So very much looking at offensive line opportunities there as they stand at 27. We'll touch base on that. We'll also get to the second round of Mel Kiper's draft at some point. And let's go around the NFL, because Kayla's 2-minute drill is coming up next before we speak with Damen Parson. He is one of the hosts of
We could ask him about some of that.
We really should. We'll talk to him. He's one of the hosts of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast, also works for Bleacher Report covering the NFL. He'll give us all things NFL Draft coming up at 1 o'clock. We still got plenty to get to in this jam-packed show. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento Rivercats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your Rivercats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
Switchfoot Live. Friday, April 24th, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. With Fuel. And Lit. And Thomas Ian Nicholas. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. One incredible night with Switchfoot, Fuel, and Lit. Together live.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Sactown Sports Live events calendar is packed with can't-miss shows all season long. It all starts April 28th with Benjamin Todd live at Ace of Spades. Then May 9th, big night, big choices. Laugh with Tim Allen at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Or catch the iconic Seal live at Thunder Valley Casino Resort, happening on the same night. Rock lives on May 16th when Jason Bonham brings his Led Zeppelin evening to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And don't miss Lenny Kravitz May 22nd at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. June 6th, sing along with Richard Marx also at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then catch all the summer vibes July 10th with Rascal Flatts at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. August keeps the party going with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater August 16th. And Ty Myers August 22nd at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. From comedy to rock to country, if it's live, it's here. Check the Sactown Sports Live events calendar and plan your next night out today.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
Yes?
Is anything happening in football right now? Anything important coming up?
Well, guess what? We got the draft coming up.
Oh.
So we are going to have a lot to talk about here soon.
That thing?
Yeah, we're all still kind of
You mean Fernando
waiting.
Mendoza Day?
That's right. And
the
he's gonna
day
be,
the Raiders are saved?
He's going to be not watching the draft in Pittsburgh. He's not going to shake Goodell's hand. He's not going to give Goodell the big bear hug. He's going to be watching in the friendly confines of his own home.
No, I know where he's going to be. He's already going to be in the Raiders facility getting loose.
That's probably what he's going to do.
They're going to cut to him and Tom Brady already playing pass
What if he's
together.
just like in a casino? just like the whole family's out on the slots.
He's just
and
slumped
that'd
over
be
at
hilarious.
New York, just like, ugh.
How funny
The
would that
stadium
be?
is the casino.
Exactly. That's very true.
We go now to
Live
Fernando
to
Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza.
Live at the blackjack table.
Exactly.
God
I'm already losing my millions of dollars. It is
my
time,
signing
though,
bonus.
for the 2-minute drill. And we do have some things to talk about as we get ready for the NFL draft. Let's talk about my favorite movie that has just kept going and going. I think we're on the Replacements 4. Yeah, that is right. It is that time where we have to update a new movie when it comes to the NFL Refs Association. So the latest memo from NFL Senior Vice President Perry Fewell is this. The NFL has indeed started its onboarding for potential replacement officials as the CBA and the NFL Refs Association and their little deal, well, it's up in May. May 30th to be exact. So they have actually gone out. What is happening right now with several replacements, they've completed background checks. They're going to have physical exams next. Yes, physical exams. They go through it too, not just NFL players. And then they're going to have in-person online training as well starting May 1st. So this is happening, folks. Like, we're pretty much at this point saying these replacement officials are probably going to be a part of at least half the season.
Anthony, you want a job? You want to?
I'm already on there.
You want to be?
I'm going.
Yeah, I was
I'm
going to
already.
I kind of trust Anthony.
It's pretty easy to get a job in the NFL as a ref. You've seen him out there.
Can you throw?
I didn't even have to
a flag?
apply.
Good.
Right? Do you think we'll have a better appreciation, though, like in all seriousness, if we have replacement refs? What if these replacement refs are just so much better than the regular refs?
Can you imagine?
Oh, then they're screwed.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd
but I
be
don't think that's
so
going to
funny.
happen. The last time this happened, the refereeing was a disaster to where it was a national story. And when when they finally ended their lockout and the real referees came back onto the field, it was like I was ready to throw a parade for referees, for God's sake. This is going to be a disaster.
It's not
Can we
gonna be
cancel
good.
the movie series?
Yeah,
The
I'm hoping
replacements,
that,
cancel them.
I think it needs to be canceled as well. All right, next up. Now, look, there's a little bit still of wonder of what his last name is at this point, but Devon A-Chain, as we know him as, it's not A-Chain. It's Achon. So he came out at the start of, I don't know when it was, like end of the year, I think, and like said his name was changed or whatever. So whatever you want to call him. Running back for the Miami Dolphins. Devin Achon, whatever he wants to call his name now. So he has not shown up at voluntary workouts, right?
Okay.
But they have made it clear, and GM John Eric Sullivan, who is the new GM there in Miami, came out yesterday and said he is not getting traded. There are teams that are interested in him. I even saw a piece being put out by the Niners of like, trade for Achan and bring him here as the future running back. I'm like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
We don't know
here?
his name, but trade for him.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, though, they need someone for Malik Willis in Miami. So I don't believe they're at all trading him. And of course, they came out saying that he's not going to be traded. They're actually working on a deal. So I think right now what's happening, he's in the facility. They're working on an extension. And damn, they better, else Malik Willis is screwed. Like, this is this first real chance to be a starter in the league, and then you don't have any weapons for this guy, or you don't get an extension for your best running back. What a nightmare.
Sometimes, like, I'm not pretending that running a team is easy.
Right. It's
but
not.
Sometimes the obvious thing, just do it.
Yeah.
Like, just get it done.
Yeah.
Right. Don't be cute with things. Just get it done.
Yeah.
Again, easier said than done on our sides of millions upon millions of dollars and all these things and cap and everything like that. But just get it.
Well, remember they traded away a whole bunch of their stars on off. I mean, so it's like you gotta just get it done. It doesn't matter. You're gonna have to bite the bullet in terms of money. So
got nothing else on that
just
damn team.
give Malik Willis something. All right, hinting at retirement. So this is interesting, actually. So former Pro Bowler, cornerback Jair Alexander.
Yep.
Clearly, this is a guy you guys know. He was drafted, former first rounder, 18th overall by the Green Bay Packers. Played some really good ball for them at that corner position for a while, about 6 seasons. He's 29 now. Alexander put out in an Instagram post yesterday, this long post, and he's been dealing with mental health issues for a while now, and he doesn't know if he's going to be back. So he was recently traded to the Eagles. He had played for the Ravens prior to that, and then obviously the Packers. He just kind of feels like he's never been the same since the Packers cut him, and he's dealing with all of that stuff. So I don't know if he's going to retire, but I mean, 29 years old, you still got some juice left in the tank at that cornerback position and a guy like Jair Alexander. So I don't know what's going to happen, but he hinted at retirement. So.
Well, first and foremost, I hope that he's okay, because mental health issues
He's a heck of a player.
Are no joke. And I hope that he's getting the help that he needs. The other part of that is, though, like, I'm always skeptical when I see these hinting at retirement stories, because I feel like when players retire, it's very much like unless they've been around a long time and we know retirement is looming, it's very much like an all of a sudden out of the blue type thing.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime retirement is floated out there, it usually doesn't end up being the case. So I guess my expectation is Jair Alexander will continue to play, but again, mental health things, that's no
Take care
joke.
of that
So I hope
first.
he's getting that handled before training camp.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not trying to make a joke out of this. This is honestly serious to me. He's with the Eagles in Philly now. Like, to me, like, mentally, with what that organization is right now, like, you don't want to be dealing with any other BS.
I had a similar thought.
With the locker room, the teams, the man, I don't know. It just seems like a mess in Philly. Like, maybe, like, he seriously needs to think about, like, taking a second.
Yeah, I had a similar thought.
But, you know, money is also part of it. All right, finally, YouTube eyes the NFL. Okay, so look, we know that YouTube has had NFL games.
Yep.
I believe they opened up with the primetime game week 1 against the Chargers with the Chiefs in Brazil. But now, because the NFL network was bought out by ESPN, they have extra inventory to sprinkle games around. So I think they're about to pick up like 5 games. So this will be on YouTube.
Oh.
It's always interesting. I don't remember the broadcast from Brazil, really. Like,
I don't either.
I barely remember it, but it's just going to show, like, every Sunday or every Thursday or Monday now, you literally have to, like, go to your schedule and find out where games are going to be, because they're all over the place.
But
now.
YouTube is a free site, so you don't have to have if it's just on YouTube, it's just on YouTube.
That's the good part about it.
At least it's accessible.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it goes better than freaking Amazon Prime's playing game the other night.
Yeah, we got the technical difficulties. By the way, that can't happen again.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for it to happen last night too. When that Warriors Clippers game was going down to the wire, I was waiting for Steph Curry 3.
Just throwing stuff at the TV, right?
Oh,
throwing stuff there.
Yeah. There would have been anger and frustration. Well, they fixed that last night.
Yep, that's a 2-minute drill.
We'll take the break. When we come back, more NFL Draft Talk on the way. Damen Parson, he's one of the hosts of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast. He also covers football and college football for Bleacher Report. We'll talk about the Raiders, the Niners' approach to their draft, and just this draft in general. It's going to be very interesting, and what positions should be prioritized over others. Will the Niners even have a chance at a safety or an edge rusher at pick 27, or will they all be off the board? At least the top ones. Damen Parson joins us next to answer those questions and more on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
A.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Very much looking forward to diving back into our NFL draft talk. It's right around the corner, which means this is the busiest time of the year for gentlemen like Damen Parson, who's nice enough to join us right now. Damen covers the NFL Draft. He's one of the hosts of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast, covers the NFL Draft and college football for Bleacher Report, and now we have the pleasure of having him here on the show with us. Damen, I appreciate you joining us, my friend. You ready to rock? The draft is nearly here, so let's dive into it, because I'm a Raider fan. So I know Fernando Mendoza is coming to save the Raiders at number 1 overall. After that, my friend, it's like a crapshoot. I'm going to be locked into this first round just to see what the heck these teams are going to do after Fernando walks across. Well, he's not going to be on there at the stage, but after Fernando gets drafted.
Yeah, they're like the consensus boards that are typically out via the media. I'm not paying attention to any of it because we don't know what's going to happen right now. Everything's up in the air. It can go in every single way and direction. Trades could happen. Guys could fall. Guys can move up. There's no. I don't recall a draft that's been this volatile since I've been doing it. I've been doing this for 7-8 years now.
We of course do our bracket challenges to predict brackets for March Madness. We should have like a predict the perfect first round challenge somewhere that someone would win $10 million if they get this right, because I have no idea what these teams are going to do. We're particularly interested in what the Niners are going to do at 27. But for you, Damen, like, what about this draft really intrigues you, whether it's a certain position or what a specific team is going to do? What are you like most, I guess, locked into with this first round coming next week?
Man, I think it's the amount of teams that have multiple picks in the first round. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets. I believe there might be one other team that has 2 picks. Just multiple teams having 2 bites at the apple in the first round, where you're going to get the best talent, right? I think there's some good value on day 2, but when you're looking at like the Miami Dolphins and the Jets and the Chiefs, you get to get like incremental talent that can come in and be part of your foundation of building your team back up where you want to be. The Chiefs are picking with their original pick at pick 9. You know they're trying to get one of the best players in the draft at that spot because they don't expect to be drafting there ever again while Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. So just the amount of teams that we have with multiple picks, I'm highly intrigued to see how this plays out with these, because those are the teams that truly can dictate how the pace and flow of the draft goes, because those teams can move up. They can package both those picks and grab a blue chipper, or they can just kind of move up and down the board and just kind of send shockwaves through night 1, basically.
Damen Parson joins us from the Locked On NFL Draft podcast. Damen, when it comes to this year's draft, not a lot of quarterback talk in the first round. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza, and then the other one who we can probably see pop in there in the first round is Alabama's Ty Simpson. How much has this maybe affected just the excitement of the draft? And I'm not saying quarterbacks make a draft, but it does help when you have the storylines of a Shedeur Sanders and things like that. Do you feel like at all that that's kind of like changed at least just the excitement about this year's draft?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, quarterbacks are the position that's been placed on that pedestal of, hey, a lot of times with draft classes, it's usually graded and valued based on what the quarterback class for that draft looks like, right? So it absolutely has had a negative impact of kind of dampering down the excitement leading into it. I think the excitement will ratchet back up, of course, once opening night kicks off on Thursday, next Thursday, when you're like, actually, okay, it's draft day. I feel like fans will be buzzing. Everybody will be excited. Like, man, what are we going to do with our picks or our pick in round 1? But right now, 100%, you are right. Like, not having a robust quarterback class, what it does is it creates a trickle-down effect where everyone's now kind of panning their eyes to 2027 and like, man, Arch Manning, Brendan Sorsby, this guy and that guy. And so that's what's happening right now.
But the lack of quarterbacks, Damen, also opens up opportunity for others. Is there a position, at least in this draft with this class specifically, is there a position that you think has taken that spot on the pedestal of, okay, this is not a good quarterback draft, but man, it's a really stacked draft at edge rusher, or a really stacked draft at wide receiver? Is there a position in particular that you think is taking that top spot in this draft class?
Yeah, I think you just named two for me. It's edge rusher and wide receiver. I think I truly believe we could end up walking out of round one with 4 to 5 receivers off the board.
Wow.
And you're talking about Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M, and I believe Omar Cooper Jr. is going to get his way in there as well. And don't sleep on Denzel Boston either. So that's the thing with Miami fans, because their GM and their new staff came from Green Bay, and everybody's like, hey, they like to wait till day 2 and rounds 2 and 3 and 4 to go get their wide receivers. I'm like, listen, I don't know if this is the draft to do that, because when you're missing the Dolphins don't have a wide receiver 1 or 2 right now on their roster. And it's like you have 11, and I think they have pick 30. So you have 2 picks in the first round. I would probably look at utilizing one of those picks on the receiver, because I do believe there's probably going to be a run. And unless your pick, I can't remember what second round pick they have, you just got to hope and pray that a guy that's suited to be a 1, because I'm in the mindset, I don't want to draft a 2 or 3 and force them into a wide receiver 1 role.
Yeah.
That's not helpful for the player, and it's not helping my quarterback or our team.
Yeah, Malik Willis, he needs some help there. Locked On NFL draft host Damen Parson joins us here on the Matt and Kayla Show. Let's talk about the 49ers. When you're in that bottom of the first round, it's hard sometimes because a lot of that stellar talent has gone. And I know with the Niners specifically this year, they're looking at maybe that edge spot. They're looking at safety. They're looking at potentially offensive line and even wide receiver. Damian, with that spot and you just talking about the receivers could go real quick and probably not a ton of those big names left in the second round. Would it be bad for them to go get a wide receiver at 27?
Absolutely not. I think it should be a high priority on their list at 27. I think you bring in Mike Evans and everything. You have a Ricky Pearsall, but even with Mike Evans, he battled injuries all year last year for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Ricky Pearsall battled injuries for San Fran. You don't have a Juwan Jennings. Brandon Ayuk, that situation we haven't gotten to the culmination, but we know it's coming, right? We know it's on the way. We already seen the ending of the story. We just don't know where he's going to land and everything. Well, kind of have an idea, somewhere in D.C. area probably. But I think, it should be in the realm of possibility for them, to, especially like a guy like Omar Cooper Jr., who fits that Kyle Shanahan, West Coast yak, catch and yak situation. He is a strong, dense wide receiver that when he gets the ball in his hands, he can turn into a running back. But also he has that kind of that catch radius, and when you turn back to the Penn State game-winning touchdown catch, where still yet I don't know how he came down with 2 feet in bounds.
I know,
like the body control, leaping ability. He ran sub 4.5, low 4.4s at the combine. I think he is an ideal fit for Kyle Shanahan, and I think getting Brock Purdy more weapons, right? You got a taste of the Super Bowl a couple years ago. You want to get back, help Brock Purdy out with some more weaponry. Again, unless you're going to bring back a Juwan Jennings to be a safety blanket, you got to fit. And no George Kittle. I forgot no George Kittle because of the injury late in the season. Yeah, I think 27 is a prime spot for a wide receiver if one that fits what they want is there.
Well, you can also protect or help your quarterback by protecting them. I know it's not a sexy thing to do to go offensive line in the first round, although we know how important having a good offensive line is to being successful in the NFL. We know the Niners have had a number of offensive linemen in for top 30 visits recently. Alex Harkey, Travis Burke, Caden Proctor, Caleb Lamu. And a lot of mocks seem to have the Niners ultimately going offensive line at the end of the first. And it seems like it's primarily because a lot of the more flashy names are off the board at that point. Mm-hmm. But how do you feel about a team going offensive line instead of a big swing in a late first round situation like the Niners?
I don't mind it at all either, right? Number one, the Trent Williams situation is coming to a head, right? Like, he's not going to play there forever. So, number one, you could draft a guy and stash him, like a Caleb Lomu from Utah. He's not one of those versatile offensive linemen that I feel like, hey, we draft you, I could play you at guard in your rookie year, let Trent walk in the offseason, we kick you to left tackle. I think he's a pure left tackle. Then one of the guys like that, I would look at maybe Clemson's Blake Miller. Started 54 consecutive games. He's strong in the run game. He's athletic, long arms, and he has this stoic just demeanor. I remember talking to him and watching him at the combine as he was at the podium, and he said, "Listen, I've played 54 games consecutive. I've seen everything that an offensive lineman can see in college, all the different pressure packages, simulated looks. I've seen it all. So I definitely think that that's a guy that could, at 27, that could be there. I don't know if he's going to be there. I think 17 with the Detroit Lions is a spot for him. But, yeah, for the Niners, definitely. I think wide receiver and O-line make the most sense for me. Edge is still a concern, but I think you can get that true pass rusher. Because I think year 2 of Mike Kayla, the plan, I think in year 1 the plan was going to be to reduce him down and let him rush from the interior because he's so good at that. And that's where I think his ceiling is highest. You can get you a speed rusher in rounds 2 and 3 that can come in as a DPR and help your defense out. I think wide receiver and offensive lineman make a lot of sense for San Fran at 27.
When it comes to the Raiders, we know what they're doing 99.9999% at number 1. In the second round, though, they've got the 36th overall pick. What do you feel like the Raiders are going to focus on in that spot?
I think they're a team that also will look at and see what the wide receiver situation looks like, right? Because I think Jack Bech caught 20 passes last year. Deontay Thornton caught, 10? Mm-hmm. You're bringing in Clint Kubiak. You're going to get back a healthy Brock Bowers. We know Trey Tucker can take the top off the defense. You have Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza coming into your locker room at the quarterback position. I would like to get somebody to play that X receiver spot. You know what I mean? I would like to get a big body guy, whether that's if Denzel Boston's there, I'm running the card up.
Dude, I love that guy.
I'm running it up. I think, especially what you saw this past season in Indiana between Mendoza and Surratt and that back shoulder fade, the 50-50 balls, those trust throws, there are not many guys at receiver in this class that are more trustworthy than the Denzel Boston, and he has more short area quickness as a route runner than the 6'3", 6'4", 215-pound frame would suggest. The whip routes and change of direction routes, you're like, hey, you're not supposed to move like that at that size, big fella. So you like to see things like that, but he works very well in that kind of West Coast offense as well that Kubiak's bringing over. I think if he's there, makes a lot of sense. I could see them looking at potentially interior offensive line to add another guard there if there's a guy available, or even looking on defense to continue to improve their defensive line. Round 2 for them is going to be just kind of, hey, let's assess the board. Let's look at our board. Who's available? How high do we have them graded and ranked? And let's go from there.
He covers the NFL draft and college football for Bleacher Report. Also one of the hosts of the Locked On NFL Draft podcast, Damen Parson, joining us here on Matt and Kayla. Here's a curveball for you a bit, Damen. I mentioned earlier I'm a Raider fan, right? And the Raiders had a trade until they didn't. Max Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens. So first, I just love to get your opinion as a football guy on that crazy saga and how that all played out. But how it ties into the NFL draft is the Raiders were looking like they were going to have another pretty good first-round pick in addition to Fernando Mendoza. Now, Max Crosby coming back and being motivated certainly isn't a bad consolation prize, but how big of a missed opportunity do you think that was for Las Vegas to not be able to get another first-rounder for this year's draft in addition to Fernando at number 1?
Yeah, so the first part, it was kind of wild because after it happened, I was like, man, like that changes this draft a lot in round 1. You know, the Ravens getting themselves a bona fide pass rusher. And for the Raiders, who are a rebuilding team, you get that another top 15 pick in round 1. Like that was going to be major for the Raiders in general, right? We saw the work they were already going to be doing, and they had already done after the trade and free agency, working on the offensive line, bringing in talent in the secondary and different things of that nature. It's like, man, we can kind of sit here and figure things out. At 14, we kind of have to pick of the litter of really good, talented players. And so to the second part, like that was a massive that had a massive impact on the Raiders. I was looking for the Raiders at 14. I felt like Venga Ione, the guard out of Penn State, talked to scouts. Some scouts have him as the best pure offensive lineman in the class, and he probably could be there at 14. So you could have grabbed him at 14. You're talking about long term, going into year 2 or whenever Fernando starts for this team. You have Tyler Linderbaum, the most important offensive lineman for him, in the sense of being that center who can help him with protection calls and everything else, that high-level communicator on the offensive line. And you're talking about putting Avenga Ione right beside him, be able to, number one, is going to help Ashton Genty get the run game going. Let's get some heavy run game, play action, just lighten the load off the young quarterback. But also, it was an opportunity to get one of the top receivers, too, whether that was going to be a Mekhi Lemon, whether that would be a Jordan Tyson or the injury history and everything there. But, like, I talked to scouts. One scout told me, I don't need to see him run a 40. I know what he is in terms of speed. He's my top receiver in the class. Like, scouts like this young man and everything. I heard back about his medicals. His medicals came back clean for multiple teams. So it's like, yeah, we take him at 14. You pair him with Jack Besh, with Trey Tucker, with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. You're talking about having a young nucleus of playmakers for your young quarterback. I was excited for the Raiders to have 14 because I wanted to see one of those two things come to pass. But unfortunately, the Ravens kind of, pulled the rug from underneath them. And hopefully now, I think that we should maybe get away from the illegal tampering period and just open free agency to where when these moves are made, it's final. It's no going back. Let's get before you agree to it, let's go ahead and get the physical done. Let's send them over there. You do the physical. If you like them, cool. Sign on the dotted line. But once your name's on this contract, he's your problem. He's not ours.
No, I agree with you on that 100%. Goodell's got to do something about that. Damen Parson from Locked On NFL Draft podcast joining us now. We're talking about the upcoming NFL draft. Okay, when you look at the top, Damen, look, this year in terms of the running back position, sometimes you can go there in the third round, even fourth, find some really good running backs. It's rare that you pick really, really high at the top. But what you see in a guy like Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, you don't see often. Tell me how good of a talent this guy could be, and truly where do you see him ending up going at the top of the draft?
Man, he's an elite running back, an elite talent at the running back position that gives you that dual threat capability. You turn on the tape, you see him flex out into the slot. He's running corner routes. He's running out routes against corners and nickels and safeties. He's a mismatch problem. And you think about being cut from that cloth of the Jahmyr Gibbs, the Bijan Robinsons, the Saquon Barkleys, where it's like, some running backs, it's, hey, if we score on you, we can phase the run game out. We can take your running back out because he's not a threat besides being able to tote the rock. This young man can stay on the field. He's a good pass protector as well. He protects the football, and he's a home run threat. And I think for a team, and again, positional value is a big thing in the NFL nowadays. I kind of missed the 2000 when Jamal Lewis was one of the best players in the league. I kind of missed that, right? I missed when we valued running backs at a high clip. But I would say into where I believe he will end up landing, I really believe it's going to be Tennessee.
Yeah, me too.
And I know a lot of Titan fans are kind of waffling on that, and I just think about it from this aspect. I'm getting an elite player. I don't believe you're drafting top 5. I don't want to reach for the 15th best player because he plays a more premium position and let an elite player slip down the board. I'd rather get that, help my young. A run game is a quarterback's best friend.
Yep.
And I know they got Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. I think all of Tony Pollard's guaranteed money is up or should be up soon. So you don't even have to keep him. You bring in the Jeremiah Love, let him take over that running back room. And it's a guy that can stay on the field for all 3 downs. He's going to help your young quarterback with protection, an easy target in the passing game. If the targets downfield are covered, you can come right back down to Jeremiah Love. And he is so good about making the first guy miss. His spatial awareness, his burst, his speed, the explosiveness. I think the Titans are the team to look forward to. But I would say for him, because I'm a running back guy, I would love for him to go to Washington.
Yeah.
I would love for him to go with Jaden Daniels in the backfield. You get that QB run game you have to worry about. You got Terry McLaurin as a number 1 wide receiver who can take some of that pressure off of you. Again, we expect Ayuk to be released eventually, and he probably lands with that same team. And now you got 2 wide receivers to take some pressure off of you. But I would love to see him. I would love to see him in Washington. The Saints was my original spot. I was like the Saints or Kansas City. But I feel like both those teams, the moves they made in free agency, getting Kenneth Walker and Travis Etienne, kind of signaled that they know he's not going to make it down to pick 8, 9, and 10.
Well, We're still hoping in Raider Nation that our boy Ashton Genty will live up to
Get
last
that line
year's
going.
pick. So hopefully we'll just it helps when you actually give him the freaking football. When you actually let him run the ball, that usually makes a running back better. I don't know. Just
absolutely
speaking from personal experience here. Damian, I wanted to ask you, you talked about the multiple teams with multiple first-round picks in the first round. Tell you what, I'm not trying to get my expectations and hopes up too much with this, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm expecting some wheeling and dealing. I'm expecting some big trades on draft night as well, and it seems like a lot of mock drafters are also trying to work those into their mock drafts of where could we see these teams shopping these picks and who could come out of nowhere to move back into the first round or whatever. How much are you expecting some wheeling and dealing going on draft night?
I expect a little bit, right? I do expect a little trades to happen. I know teams right now, with the way the NFL and scouts are viewing the 2027 class, that class potentially is loaded at multiple positions, not just quarterback. Quarterback one is getting that's getting most of the praise, but receiver, edge, corner, it's going to be a really good class if everything holds firm and these young men take even bigger steps forward. So I know teams and scouts, they don't want to get rid of the 2027 first, but teams that have those two first, oh yeah, you could definitely do some wheeling and dealing, and not even just that, but you got to think. I think you brought up the quarterback situation, right? Arizona sitting at 34. Do they call up into the mid-20s, trade up to go get Ty Simpson or whoever QB2 is going to be, right? Or are they going to punt and wait until draft a quarterback next year, which is also a possibility. So I think there's definitely. I'm looking at Dallas. I don't think Dallas should be aggressive. I think you have pick 12 and 20. You can get two really good defensive players right there. But if let's say the Jets go David Bailey, right, at 2 and Arvell Reese is on the board at 3, I can absolutely see Jerry Jones is a big, he loves the headlines. He loves the headlines. So why wouldn't he say, you know what? I'm moving on up. Like George Jefferson, I'm moving on up, and I'm going to go get the guy I want. He go gets Arvell Reese and tries to replicate his Micah Parsons experiment. So I definitely could see some wheeling and dealing done. I could see the Dolphins potentially saying, you know what, let's move down a little bit if somebody wants to move up. They got 7 picks in the top 100. I don't think you need any more, but they're a team that's rebuilding, right? So, yeah, I definitely think there could be some trades. It's going to be interesting to see who is aggressive because, again, teams don't want to send a 2027 first, but do you package some picks on day 2 with your first, move up and go get your guy?
Damian, you've been so gracious with your time. We really appreciate it. I'm going to end really quickly with something off topic, though, all right?
All right.
I'm on your Twitter account, and I see this cover photo. I got Cade Cunningham mean mugging me right now. Number one, how happy are you that your boy is eligible for NBA awards? The NBA did right by him. And 2, I'm assuming because it says Detroit basketball on your bio too. I imagine you're feeling pretty hype about your Pistons heading into these playoffs, huh?
Number one, I'm so happy the NBA did that to him. He did that for him. He missed it by 1 game because of that collapsed lung. So I'm really happy. He earned it and everything. And number 2, I am extremely happy. Okay, I don't have an NFL team. I don't have a college team. I want to stay objective with everything I do. But basketball, the Pistons have been my team since I was a kid. We've gone through some dark times, some very dark times. Passing up on Carmelo Anthony for Darko Milicic, passing up on Devin Booker. We've passed up on some greats. And to now have one of the best players in the league, matter of fact, 2 of the young best players in the league, with him and Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson taking a step forward at the small forward, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I'm excited for Sunday when we get our first game. Whether or not that's the Hornets, who we had a big brawl with about a month and a half ago, or that's the Orlando Magic, I'm excited for this because we have not been in this position since we had Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton and Ben Wallace. So I'm excited.
Damian, tell your boys not to screw it up like the Sacramento Kings did and make it a one-hit wonder, all right? You got to build off of this for our sake,
all right?
We
do not need that. We do not need that.
We were a flash in the pan, so just get there and stay there. That's all I'm saying, all right?
Yes, sir.
You're the best, man. Damen Parson covers the NFL draft and college football for Bleacher Report. Check out his work over there. Listen to the Locked On NFL Draft podcast from now through all of the draft days. We appreciate Damen and his time. Maybe we'll have him back on to break down what the Niners and Raiders decide to do. You're the best, Damen. Enjoy yourself. Also, get some rest, my man. I know this is a busy time of year for you.
You know it, man. I can't wait for this draft to be over.
I feel that in my bones. Thank you, Damen, the great Damen Parson, joining us here on the Matt and Kayla Show. We'll take the break. When we come back, it's time to update y'all on our MLB mini-series. And A's, I need you to score some damn runs. Let's go.
My boy Jack Leiter doing business on the bump.
Well, I mean, if the A's lose, I get a win in
You
mini-season.
do get a win, which I don't want you to do. Go A's.
You had to decide.
Oh, by the way, you're not going to like what I have to say coming up about the MLB miniseries.
Well, there's a tease that I really hate. I can't wait to hear what Kayla's talking about. And then we, of course, have Crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. That's all coming to wrap up the show. 30 minutes left. We're going to make the most of it. It's Matt and Kayla on a Thursday. Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Now through May 3rd at Big O Tires. Get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Book your appointment online today. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O dealer for pricing.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $14,500 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. And take advantage of available 5.9% financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days on select inventory.
That's the kind of savings we need with gas prices so high.
It's true. Plus, Ram has some of the best fuel EPA ratings in the segment. And with over 500 new Rams available, your new hard-to-find heavy-duty Ram is at Hoblet. Don't miss your chance to save with Hoblet Dodge in Woodland.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet, period. $14,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Limited Longhorn after $1,500 factory rebates and $13,000 dealer discounts. Discounts include $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and $500 on-the-job upfit with eligible upfit. One at this net savings, VIN 152135. See dealer for details.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Uh-oh, your boy is rattled. He's rattled. Shea Langalier's on first base. Nick Kurtz in the box. One swing. This game is tied,
Leiter's
Kayla.
got it.
He's freaking out. Look at him.
Leiter's got it.
Screw the coaches. Show Leiter again. He's shaking in his boots. His booties.
Little lighter.
There he is. Look at him. Oh, he's all scared.
He
Look at
ain't
him.
shaking. Look at him.
He's so scared.
Look at that jawline.
Whatever I throw. All right, weirdo. Come on, Nick.
That typical MLB pitcher jawline.
Hit a home run, Nick. Get the job done.
To be serious though, the A's are playing some good baseball.
The A's have.
Oh wow.
Nope, it's a pop fly.
No, pop fly.
Nick has not had a good. Oh, they almost dropped
that.
Nick has not had a good start to the season.
No, he hasn't.
To say the least. But the A's are doing.
Jacob Wilson had a good night last night.
Fine. Yeah, Jacob hit a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Attaboy, Jacob. And then Shea Langalier's hit the furthest home run of the season so far.
He's been on.
He was like 475 or something like that.
Shea's been on one, man.
Shea's been insane.
In the zone.
Wish I could just pick him for mini seasons.
I know, right?
All right, you teased. You said I'm not gonna like. What am I not gonna like
so
that you're doing?
I've gotten a little grief from you and Kyle for the past few times because I'm not like looking correctly at when at the end of the season teams have played.
Do you not have a team playing again?
So I have one tonight.
You don't have a team tomorrow.
Unfortunately, because the Giants already played today, this is hard to keep track of, Matt, and you know it. This is very hard to keep track of. The Giants already played today, so I was going to take the Giants, but now I can't.
Well, you could have done it at the beginning of the show. I would have given it to you.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that at the beginning of the show. When it's at the end of the show.
I'm not planning.
So guess what? So then I have to take, I think it's the Padres, and they play the Mariners tonight.
Oh, no. You have to pick against your team, too?
So I have to pick against my team, and then I don't have a game on Friday because the Giants don't play again until Saturday.
All right. Fine. I'll give you the freaking third day again.
Golly. This game is so complicated.
No, it's not. You've drafted.
It is, too.
Okay. Anthony, you draft 5 teams.
Right.
And then you select a team that represents you a day. If they win, you win. If they lose, you lose. Whoever has the most wins gets the trophy. What's hard?
We're like having to pick every day. You're like picking ahead. So when you pick all of them, you have to like...
Yeah, look at your schedule.
Yeah, but I did that and it still messed up.
For context, when I filled in, Kyle told me there's 1,000 rules and I don't want to explain
There
them.
are not 1,000 rules.
My understanding.
There are.
Pick teams, select teams.
There are definitely
If there's a
1,000
tiebreaker, you do runs.
Yeah.
Run differential. Not hard.
Just tell yourself that because
This
you're
is
the
why.
two-time champ.
This is why I'm the champ
Of
because
course-
I'm the
no.
only one that
No.
understands basic
it's he
baseball
made these
rules.
these whack rules.
What do you mean whack rules?
These wacky rules
Pick
that
5 teams.
I did.
Pick 1 team a day.
I did.
Get a win or a loss. Trophy.
I still messed with my
That's not my fault.
chances.
That's not my fault. Don't blame me for that. All right, but you have the Padres.
I have the Padres and Mariners.
Versus your
and I have
Mariners. So
Padres,
we're both picking against our teams today. Because
Yikes.
I have the Texas Rangers right
who are
now.
currently up on the Athletics 2-0.
Not for long. Just wait until. Oh, wait, Jacob. Get down!
Oh, that just
That's
got,
a run.
Oh, so that is
Oh,
a
that's
run.
2.
Oh, wow.
Tie game!
Wow.
Let's go. Jacob Wilson. He's clutch.
That's big time, Jacob.
He's my boy.
All right.
We love Jacob Wilson.
Friend
here.
of the show.
He is definitely a friend of the show. All right. Well, that's bad for me and good for me simultaneously because I have the Rangers to win. Well, I might lose this week, but that's okay. That's okay. Currently,
Yeah, who's in the lead?
Well, Kyle is still in the lead.
Oh, really?
He got, all 3 of us lost yesterday, by the way.
Ay, ay, ay.
He picked the Nationals over the Pirates. They lost 2-0. I picked the Blue Jays over the Brewers. I lost 1-2. And Kayla, you picked the Giants over the Reds. And you lost 8-3.
Ay, ay, ay.
Giants won today, though. Huh?
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Huh? If you had picked him earlier, it would have.
Well, I didn't because I don't understand the game, apparently.
How do you... Yes, you do. You know how the game works. Anyway, I'm now 8-8. Kayla's 7-9. Kyle's 6-10. On the week, though, Kyle is still in first place. He's 2-1. And you and I are both 1-2, I believe. So we got to just catch Kyle.
Yeah, that's so who's Kyle taking today?
Well, wait a minute. Kyle's out like all next week for vacation, isn't he? So he could win. We're just not giving him the trophy. He ain't here. He can't collect it.
So it's between you and I.
Well, no, he can still win, but we just get to hold on to the trophy.
Okay.
Yeah, we can share it. How
That's
about
fine.
that? All right. I have the Rangers versus the A's today. You have the Padres versus the Mariners. You will have the Giants on Saturday. Who do the Giants play on Saturday?
They play the Nationals.
Oh, well, that's good for you.
Yeah, maybe. Let's pump
in
our
Washington.
brakes a little bit.
Well, to be fair, Washington's 9-10. The Giants are 7-12.
Exactly.
I will have the final team that I have for tomorrow is, as I scramble to find out who the hell I have.
Exactly.
I have the Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow.
Okay.
And the Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow will take on the Atlanta Braves, who have been terrible for me every time I pick them. So naturally now the Braves are going to win.
Isn't that always how it works?
Just to spite me.
At least with this game is how it's working.
That's where we're at. We're at mini season. See, Anthony, it's not that hard to understand. You get it, right? You're on my side, right?
Oh, sure, man. Yeah. Let's.
that's
so
sarcastic.
that you draft some teams, and then you had like tiebreaker stipulations.
Yes.
that
Because
are already built
if you
into
and I
it.
both go 3
Run
and 2 for a
differential.
week, then we do run differential. That's
Yeah.
basic.
How
That's
long does this
easy.
take you?
To create this game?
Yeah.
Too
Longer
long.
than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He overthought it.
I was trying to do something different. Y'all create a game. How about that? And I'm working on a game right now. I'm creating a WrestleMania game for you tomorrow.
I'm kind of getting nervous for this.
It's gonna be.
It gonna be as complicated as this one? Should I make a game? I don't think
I don't
you
want
want
to
me
play
to
your
make a
game. Your games are gonna involve if you get the answer wrong, you get hurt. She's gonna put like a shock collar on you and zap you. What's 2 + 2? 4. Wrongs. Too much power.
That'd be awesome.
No, it would not.
That'd be great.
Have you ever seen those? My wife wants me to try these.
A shock collar?
No. Weirdo. Have you seen those machines that simulate labor pain?
Yeah, on a show like once. It was
Yeah.
like a reality show and they hooked it up
Like
to
men have to go
Yeah.
through it?
She's
No
trying to get
chance
you
in
to
hell.
do that?
No chance in hell.
Oh, let's do it live on the air.
No chance
Solidarity.
in hell.
That'd be so fun.
I will happily admit that that women are stronger for childbirth without having to go through it myself. Thank you very much.
But you don't want to know just like for a
Yeah.
second? Like,
Do you?
I mean, if it was there, I would do it 100%.
See?
Just see
Look
what
at Anthony. What
you
a
can turn it
sport.
off.
Anthony's a masochist.
It's
What a
not like there's
sport.
actually a baby like in there. Like
Yeah,
you can
it's
turn it
just
off.
shockwaves.
You don't know.
And then we'll do it on the show because that will be great for ratings.
I would scream.
And then I would be happy because
I would be
you'd be in pain.
I would be rolling on the floor. I'd be screaming epidural immediately. The first little
Put me out of my
It could be
misery.
level 1 and I'm screaming epidural.
You would be.
Absolutely not.
You would definitely would be.
Absolutely not. There is no. Let me tell you, men, if you haven't experienced this, there is
What, labor?
With that, there is nothing more. You never feel more useless in your life than when your wife or significant other is going through childbirth and you're just like, I'm just here.
Yeah, and you have like nothing you can really do but hold their hand.
Yeah.
Is pretty much what it is.
I was just hoping my wife didn't break mine.
Yeah, I mean,
my mom had my dad by the shirt.
oh yeah, I'd punch someone out.
You do that anyway. You just punch people for the hell of it. You know, Anthony, you know who loves the mini seasons game is Whitey.
Oh, Whitey loves-
is super
loves
into it.
it.
Whitey understands every bit of it. He loves it. He knows all the rules.
Yep.
He's a big fan of the game. He definitely did not hurt my
He's
feelings.
shaking his head.
No, he hurt my feelings publicly. The first time he heard this game, he ripped me to shreds for it, and I was sad because I was proud of it.
And now here we are. Kayla's still not getting the rules.
It's like this is giving me flashbacks. First grade Matt just came home with his macaroni art that he felt really good about and showed it to his family, and his family was like, "That's an amoeba, you idiot." That's what this is. I created something, and everybody's just hating on it. But you know what? I'm the champ, so I don't care.
It's all right. You tried, Matt. That's all that counts, right?
My WWE WrestleMania game tomorrow is going to be fun, and you guys are going to enjoy it. And Anthony, if you're not here, you're lost, pal.
I'll listen in.
Should be fun.
No, you
I'm excited for it.
Don't patronize
I
me.
do want my own name, though.
Oh, Kayla wants her.
Should I come in costume tomorrow?
As in like in a wrestling outfit?
WrestleMania costume?
You can wear whatever you want.
Well,
actually, there's probably a dress code.
Yeah.
So you should probably be careful with that. But I mean, I would be very.
What if I
interested.
come with like my face, like all like glitter and like?
You could
all
do that.
this stuff?
Here's what we should do. Here's what we should do. And we'll tell Kyle this if he comes in, but all of us need to give each other a wrestling name. So prepare. I'm going to have a wrestling name for Kayla, and I'm going to have a wrestling name for Anthony/Kyle tomorrow. You need to bring one as well. And then you or Kyle need to bring in wrestling names for us.
Sounds good.
That's going to be part of the game. It's not going to be, but it's going to be it'll be a bonus round. We're doing our WrestleMania predictions with two people that have no clue anything about wrestling, and it's great. I love it. I love it so much. Why do you want to play? Oh, he's asleep. All right. Cool. It's past his bedtime.
He's asleep. Oh, wait, did we get Kyle's pick?
Kyle hasn't texted in yet.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Kyle chose wrong. Kyle,
No, he's not picking the A's. They're playing right now.
Yeah, no, he took the. Nope, you lose,
No,
buddy. Tampa Bay. He said Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Did Tampa Bay play already? Who's Tampa Bay playing today? That's Friday. This is great radio. Tampa Bay is tied 2-2 with the White Sox. So, yeah, okay, he'll have Tampa Bay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, my biggest fan, Whitey Gleason, and Alan Stiles will join me. Coming up next, it's Matt and Kayla with the Passover or crosstalk to the drive guys, whatever the hell we call it, whatever the show is. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats, looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Alan Stiles is like a coffee-scented candle.
Yeah, he has been this week.
He walks into a room and it's just an aroma.
This week he has been.
It smells good.
Well,
You're strong brewed coffee.
Yeah, my wife is at a conference in San Francisco, so it's been daddy daycare the last couple days. So
are they still alive?
He's busy.
They're great. thriving.
That wasn't my question.
No, they're outstanding. You saw the videos, Whitey.
Yeah.
They're great.
He makes one of his daughters, the oldest daughter, wear Raider shirts.
No, I don't make them.
Wow.
She chooses.
Good parenting.
And apparently, and I asked him to record this, apparently she says, the Raiders.
Hell
I like
yeah.
that.
No, she does the Raiders.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, on draft night. We're gonna be there.
I hate to
here
say
we go.
this.
Here we go. What is happening?
Is it
Buckle
that
up.
bad every
Yes,
time?
when knowing you, it's probably violent.
So, no, all I was going to say is, speaking of Kyle Ledbetter, hope he healed up soon.
Heals up. He's sick.
He's like Wolverine.
Yeah.
He'll be
Right.
back.
He'll be
You
back
get hit
tomorrow.
by a car.
Maybe that's his WrestleMania thing. Wolverine. He told me that you are no longer a part of the life-saving effort of 1140. That you're no longer a part of if something goes wrong here.
Oh,
You've been relieved
the
of your
FEMA
duties?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped out. Well,
He
I
had
don't
to.
have time.
No, I get
But
it.
what
That
happened
just
was I
sounded
missed
bad.
the training.
Okay.
Or I had to do the show. The
Right.
training ended
Was
at
in
like
it.
2:30. Then there's an
Okay.
in-person training
All right.
in somewhere. So I said, hey, I love my country, but somebody else is probably better fit for this. And if something went down, I want to be with my kids.
True.
So
you know?
That's very
you're
Hey,
good.
sorry, sweetie, I gotta go
Yeah.
so
I
you're
gotta
our
go
last
fix
to
the
hope.
station.
Windsor.
You're our last hope, and now we're all gonna die.
I don't know where. I think I was like 6.
Well, Kyle's doing it.
What
so
is it?
they probably
Oh,
replaced.
yeah, we're all gonna die.
Kyle was already doing it, so I don't know if they
definitely gonna
replaced me or
Richie.
we're just.
Our boss.
I think he was already in it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I
I
still
was
don't
at
know
the
what this
bottom of the
is.
list.
I still don't know
I'm
what.
surprised you weren't
Avengers.
asked.
If it's something responsible, of course they didn't ask me.
Yeah,
It's like he's gonna be too busy yelling about the Kings or something,
Right. Pissing off people.
pissing off Russell.
so
Westbrook.
I had to, recuse myself.
Okay.
Accused.
Well, at least you have an excuse.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
I wish I did. Whitey told me you don't have time for this, man.
Yeah.
That's what Whitey told me.
By the way, I'm glad we can still be friends.
Thanks, Whitey.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Did you see what my baseball team did to our baseball
Yeah.
team?
Well, guess what?
Oh.
I have to take them tonight in whatever this mini series is.
Who, the Padres or the
Oh,
Mariners?
don't.
No, the
you're-
Padres.
See, you're turning on me now. You're turning.
You turned on me the other day.
You deserved it.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
you
you
brought
did.
up the whole dumper stuff.
No, it was just
Trying to get under my skin.
No, it was a statue. It was a fun story.
No,
It ended
then
up-
you what's the word?
Instigated?
Instigated these
No,
two.
I think you're putting words in
No,
my mouth.
I don't think so.
What did you guys think about the Scott Perry interview?
I thought it was good.
I was going to ask you that
Yeah.
question.
What did you think?
What did you think
Well,
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
Scott
he's
Perry
not
interview?
saying anything. I thought he said a couple more in-depth things.
We got an ultimate, or we got something concrete. He said we are not going to be a luxury tax team. He said that.
He's got to have a plan.
So that's fun to me. I like that.
What is this side?
Yeah, he's just nodding. Here he goes. What do you want to say?
Looks
Just
like
say
Elvis.
it. Or do we have to wait till 2 p.m. to hear what you want to say?
No buyouts, huh?
That's what no, well, he said that's
Yeah,
his last
that-
resort.
But I brought up the case that I think there's already something ready. Because why would he say that?
I'm
then?
not doing that. Because now we enter this cycle.
Well, now he made expectations clear. That's nice.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it.
Now we enter this cycle.
Okay.
And the cycle, and it's these e-bikes. That's why these cycles, they're just not where they used to be. I can't stand these kids on e-bikes. Okay? That's
What
number
is
one.
that? The big wheels and then
Yeah,
they're,
it's
Fishing
ridiculous.
in my pond and it says no fishing.
You just get a normal bike. But to me,
Get off my
now we're in the cycle where, it'll be easier to make moves in the off season. Then a couple months will go by. Well, everybody's assessing their team, so it might be easier during the trade deadline, and people will be, more anxious to make moves. Then we get to the trade deadline. Well, it's a lot easier to make moves in the off
You
season.
know who Alan is, right?
Debbie Downer.
It's tough for young homeowners who become their parents.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that's-
that.
That is what it reminds me of.
That is not
You
me.
should do commercials.
Yeah,
I'm just-
not me.
I'm just glad
Classic.
that Alan is going to take the mantle of bitter Ace or Kings fan from me. I'm
For sure.
happy about this.
I'm not
Yeah.
bitter. W and S. Wait and see. That's it. That's all it is. But I thought it was a, solid interview. Scott Perry is always going to give you a couple nuggets that you got to sift through and figure out, okay, maybe he meant this or that. And, yeah, the guys, they're pros.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think of the interviewers? How Jason
pros.
Did, yeah.
What did you think, Whitey? Because we've interviewed Scott Perry.
Dave's
before
always going to
together.
waste our time for about 5-ish minutes. So,
By the way,
you know.
Whitey and I's interview with Scott Perry when I was just filling in
That's right.
was very, I thought,
Yeah, that must be cool.
got a great hit.
Yes, yes. He's much more chummy with Dave.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
We were straight into business, though.
Yeah.
We were facts.
My interview, I said a name. And you remember
Oh,
that on
really?
Media Day? I said one of the name that was talked about all summer long.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Oh,
and then
JK?
High Flyer. Yeah, High Flyer was like, come on, Alan, we can't.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Good times, man.
Yeah, in my interview. Oh, it hasn't happened.
Oh, you just got here.
I mean, I just got here. I've been here.
Well, he's done one since you've arrived.
That's true.
And it was
That's
today.
true.
That's true. That's
So
fair.
And then
The
you
way
guys
the
are
numbers
having a
work.
player on?
You guys got Daquan.
we have an
Daquan.
NBA player
Yeah.
on, Daquan.
Yeah.
I do not believe he is a Kings player
Right.
now,
Right.
technically.
Mm-hmm.
So we are
Did I ruin the tease? Was it secret?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
good.
normally, well, my show it normally was. Who am I having today?
Yeah.
10 minutes?
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Well, that'd be fun, though.
Yeah,
That's good.
Daquan.
We're
We-
both big Daquan fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a big Philly week. You know, I need a cheesesteak after this. Where's
Yeah.
the best cheesesteak in Sacramento, by the way? 91633.
Ooh.
I enjoyed
us
it.
know.
I enjoyed Draper on the show yesterday. It was good
Yeah,
to see
He
him.
was great.
That's a big story in town this
Yeah,
week.
it
Yeah,
is.
big
Yeah,
time.
and go check that
Absolutely.
out if you missed it on YouTube. It's doing crazy numbers. Everybody wants to hear what Drapes had to
Yeah.
say, and I don't think we got the full thing because he was on for an hour. But you can go check out the live video as well. And he came on at 3, not on time, early.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
he
go,
was ready
Dre.
to go.
I was
Let's
flabbergasted.
go.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was ready to go.
Nice.
You're not gonna find a more open, transparent interview than what Kyle Draper laid down
Yeah.
and just honest about how he felt about the whole thing and how much he is gonna always hold the 916 in his heart and soul.
Yeah, and he's originally a Philly guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what Alan's saying with all the cheesesteaks.
Yeah, and then
Talk.
Daquan is another Philly bull, so I'm getting a cheesesteak tonight.
Ooh, I love a
You ever
good
make one at
cheesesteak.
home?
I don't even try to attempt to because
you
I
cook?
would mess it up. Yeah, I do.
Matt, do you?
Yeah. I
You
do.
cook? Oh, by the way, Matt, whoa. I hope you're prepared in November 2027 to work a full week when Search for Gollum comes out.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm
my
gone.
I was gonna
God.
tag you.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Oh,
I saw the
geez.
not the mini trailer, the teaser. I said
Yep.
I was gonna tag you guys and say, well, Kayla's got a whole week's worth of
Yeah,
work.
no.
What
I'm-
is this
I'm gone.
like? Where does this happen?
What do you mean?
It's not even until late
Yeah, but do you
2027.
go somewhere
to a movie theater
for
No,
a
he-
week?
Yeah.
No, he
That is the
cosplays
stupidest thing
as
I've
he's
ever
in
Thought
the
heard
you
of.
were searching for Gollum.
No, I go and see
eh?
the movie once a day,
Yes.
5 times a day. But I dress
Oh
up.
my
dress up,
God.
I dress up as a different character every day.
Oh
So,
my
like,
God.
Monday Gollum,
Yep.
Tuesday Aragorn, Wednesday Frodo, Thursday a character from the movie that we don't know who exists yet. Friday Luke Skywalker.
My
Just,
precious.
just for the hell of it.
What did I just?
My precious.
Well, I think you'd prefer me to be gone all week than me be in, watch it the first time, and then talk about it every day the rest of the week.
That's when she realized.
Why don't you
Yeah.
just?
Yeah,
Why
Alan
don't you-
Morgan Freeman sounds like Gollum.
Oh my God.
No, it does.
Why doesn't he just come in costume every day here?
He should.
I could.
You
I
know,
thought
That
he
would be
was.
hilarious.
Rivercats have later in the season Summerween,
Huh?
That's fun.
What is that?
Summer Halloween.
I
Yeah.
like that. That's a great idea.
Got to get the date on that.
That's a
one.
wonderful
Okay.
promotion.
July
What are you
31st,
gonna go
probably.
as?
What am I going to go as? Man, you know,
Man.
there's just a lot of options
Yeah,
for
so
me.
many things.
I'm really good at Halloween.
You're a big cosplay guy?
Yeah.
I think
know.
you should put on glasses and go as Nate Burleson.
Oh, I love Nate Burleson.
Yeah.
Why?
Because no one will know the difference.
I don't look. Do I look like Nate Burleson?
I think you
If
do.
you grew like 16 inches, yes.
Yo.
No, he's like super tall.
Is he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wasn't he like a DB?
No, he's a
No,
receiver.
he's a receiver.
Wasn't he a receiver?
Right.
Wasn't he a slot guy?
But you could pull it off.
Wasn't he? I'm a gadget guy. Wasn't he a gadget guy?
Alan keeps telling me that he was the MVP of the Turkey Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is what, you play with your friends on Thanksgiving. I
2
didn't know
picks,
they had major awards.
2 picks, 4 touchdowns.
Oh, wow. You
one
beat,
return for a touchdown.
you beat your fat, drunk uncle
one
straight.
thrown pass
Oh my God.
for a TD. I mean, Get Nate Burleson on the phone, man.
Athlete.
He does dress really well.
Athlete.
So I feel like if you went and I feel like you like to dress up when you.
Yeah, I
get a
do when I
chance.
need to.
Yeah, you need the glasses.
Yes,
Give me
that's what I
yours.
said.
That wouldn't work. They're like round frames, I think.
Okay, can you get me some?
Yeah, I'm friends with him, so I can ask.
Okay.
Yeah,
call him up.
I'll get him to. Give
I think
you
he's
and
great,
you guys
by the
can-
way. I
yeah,
think
he's
he's
really
sensational.
good. He's
Yeah.
really
I think
good.
we're both great.
Yeah.
I think we're both
I
sensational.
think he's great.
You are.
I think we're both great.
Look at Matt.
You are.
Matt just
So
said he's like, I
this
don't
is
know.
the day that Kyle's not here to add to the list of guys that I look like. Nate Burleson on the list.
Wait, is Kyle usually the one telling you that?
Kyle has a running list
Oh, he does?
because people, yeah.
Oh.
If he shows up tomorrow, we'll talk about it.
Well, he might
If
show
it's
up in.
headache on the way.
Get some rest, big fella.
He's got to come back for my WrestleMania
That's
game.
right. That's
Should
right.
I dress up in costume?
He's probably listening. Sorry, Kyle.
My WrestleMania game, the rules
Yeah.
will be very clear and concise.
I'm sure they will.
If
Looking forward to
you
that.
give someone the people's elbow
I'm gonna come in
between
here
the
in a
hours of
chokehold.
5 and 6 with your left elbow.
This is gonna be Matt tomorrow.
Whoa.
It's all violence with her.
Yeah.
It's all violence. She wanted to fight Carmichael Dave this morning. I'm just happy she didn't throw a punch at me. The Drive Guys take over for the next 4 hours.
Oh, by
Whitey
the way,
Gleason.
Nate's only 6 foot. Well,
I told you. Gadget guy. We're right there.
he's still taller.
ABS. You never know.
Alan Stiles, Whitey Gleason. Next 4 hours. Good luck to you. We'll see you on Monday, Friday, whatever
That's
day
true.
it is.
What you said
well,
is true.
Technically, you will,
Yeah,
unless
that's
knock
true.
on wood. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
We got a long way to go for that. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Kayla will be with me. We'll see if Anthony or Kyle are with us. It'll be a mystery. We'll figure it out together. The Drive Guys are next on Sactown Sports.
My precious.